What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me get this adjusted here a little bit better. I was trying to catch the freaking logo thing up there, but apparently at this angle, it's just kind of not exactly the greatest location of it. Trying to keep the carpets in the picture in case that way they start moving. That way you guys have something neat to look at instead of my ugly mug. And, hey, we've got an awesome guest on tonight, so definitely everybody, please make sure you stay here for this whole entire cast because it is going to be an absolutely epic one. I promise you that. So welcome to another episode of Inside the Coils. We've got my good friend and sponsor of the channel, Chris Shelly of B&S Reptilia, guys. We're going to be covering a lot of great topics tonight, getting an update on how his season's going so far. And it's going to be a good time. So I hope you all got your popcorn, your drinks, whatever the hell you need to have a good time and enjoy a show because you're going to need it. So let's bring Chris on because he is good to go, it looks like. What up, brother?
Ready or not, right?
Ready or not, here you come.
Let's go.
We got some people in the chat here, dude. Let's say hi to everybody. We got Kingdom Pythons. What's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Dr. Joe. Eric's More Factory. What's up, Eric? Thanks for tuning in. Man. Will, what's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in.
My birthday, bro, man.
You guys had the same birthday?
Yep, exactly. To the date, year, everything.
Damn. All right. That's awesome. Frank, what's up? Thanks for tuning in, dude.
What's up, Frank?
We got our brother Phil. He's saying, yo, and smash that like button, everybody. Yes, everybody. If you didn't hit that like button, hit it right now for me, please. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, please. And on top of it, if you do not follow this man here, I never remember which way is the right way to freaking point. If you are not following this guy right there, all of his links are in the description down below. Check them out. I believe he's going to be throwing up a lot of stuff here onto his morph market here pretty soon. Chris has got a lot of killer stuff and working multiple species, which is going to be the main topic of tonight's stream.
That's right.
But, definitely make sure you're following that guy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, too. I appreciate it. D&K Reptiles. Derek, what's up? Thanks for tuning in.
Another Derek.
Let's see. We got our brother Sean. What's up, Sean? Thanks for tuning in. Alexi, good to see you in the chat, my dear niece. It's been a while since you've been in here for a show. Let's see here. I think that catches us up on who's in here. We got Morph Kings. What's going on? Thanks for tuning in, Morph Kings.
Thank you.
So, Chris, you just had a killer barbecue. Give us a rundown as to who the hell you had over there because, man, there was that many freaking people. I had a hard time. I didn't even get to meet everybody. So tell us a little bit of how the barbecue went, who was there, all that good stuff.
Man, it was great. The time flew. It felt like no sooner did everybody start showing up, it was like dark and everybody was leaving. And I was like, what happened? Like, where did the time go, And I really didn't drink that much. Had a few beers and just enjoyed the food and just tried to intermingle with everybody and, talk a little bit here, talk a little bit there. And I still didn't get to talk to half the people I really wanted to sit down and chat with. But it was awesome. It was good. What's up, Ed? Jeremy? John, he didn't come.
Yeah, John didn't come. Hopefully he's coming for
Is he in our group chat?
I think he's probably one of the lucky ones that isn't in our group chat.
We'll have to get him involved in that.
Oh God help you. God help you.
It was a good time, man. A lot of people came. Nicole was there. She did her live from there. That was pretty fun. She cornered Matt and Phil, so that was a good time.
That was absolutely freaking hilarious.
I did great. Did you watch it?
Yeah. Well, I watched it, but I witnessed it at the same time. Like I was in a conversation, but I was like more like. The conversation I was in, I didn't need to be fully really engaged. So I was kind of listening, but I was more focused on what Matt and Phil's reactions were being interviewed. So I took it, took the chance I had to enjoy their slight discomfort.
Yeah, that was fun. That was good stuff. Yeah, that was real good. There was geez, who else was I see? Nicole was there. Warfels. Let's see, Phil, Finger Snakes, Ball Python Project. Ed was there, our cage man. We had, I believe it's Morph Minded. He goes by. He's got his place down in Maryland. We had Eric from Drop Time, all the way from New York.
Yeah.
He was there. We had Kai from Jersey, Reagan Renee, Charlie was there from Jersey. I know I'm missing some people. Had some people.
I say,
JKJ. Yep.
who was that?
JKJ, Chase, he came down. He just hung out for a little bit, picked up some cocoa, and then rolled out.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think who else was there. It was just like a whirlwind, man. I'm missing so many people.
See, I know there was a few. There's like 2 couples. I had no idea who they were.
Yes, one was Paul and Tracy. That was Parrot Pythons. He does a lot of reticks and bigger stuff, Burmese and whatnot. He's got a few balls. He's grown his collection. And then I forgot Bad and Bougie was there. Rick, DJ, and Maul. They were all there. ABM, we missed Ron. His phone was all set up. He messaged me. He got it like a week later. He's like, "Yeah, my iPhone alerts were off," and I'm like, "It's July 1st. Make sure you save that."
I was gonna say he promised me he will be there, which we gotta find out if this guy here, Chip. Thanks for tuning in, Chip. We gotta find out if he's gonna make the drive too.
That would be killer if Chip could make it, man.
Dude, there's some people making some crazy ass drives.
I'm looking forward
out to this thing, and like my mind, like I was talking to a guy at work about it because they were asking me, or like they can't believe that many snake people get together, or that there's just that many snake breeders in general. And I told him, I was like, dude, it's like we've got people coming from like Missouri. I think
are Jeff and Angie making it?
Yeah, Jeff and Angie are coming, dude.
Hell yeah.
Jeff and Angie are definitely going to be here. Lindsay, they're from Pico.
Pico's coming down, sweet.
Yeah, at least that's what she told me. I told her, I was like, with what I have available room wise, I was like, Jeff and Angie have Dom's room. Adam's got the man cave. So Adam, if I know where every toy is in that man cave, man. So if something goes missing, I know who to come to.
If it was full guitars, then you'd be worried about Adam. The only person you'd worry about spending the night with there would be Chad. He'd be the one to come out with his pillowcase like this.
Either that or this guy right here, Greg. What's up, Greg? Thanks for tuning in, bro. Greg would definitely be coming out of there too. I'm gonna have to be making sure that their pockets aren't full. But no, Adam's gonna be crashing in the man cave. Lindsay, I told Lindsay, I was like, I say, all I can offer you if you want to come is a couch. She was like, that's fine with me. Okay. If you're okay with the couch, hey, have at it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kent coming in. He was up there last weekend. That was a good time.
Yep. Kent. Hopefully Ed can make it too.
Yeah, they were definitely good. Yep, hopefully.
I thought I sent you the info, bro, but I will definitely make sure you get my info and my address and all that good stuff.
An Alice pack. What's
that? Oh, an Alice pack. That's like military knapsack.
Oh, sweet. You just pass out, zip up, zoop.
Well, I think he's bringing that to haul off the toys.
Oh, okay. All right. That'll work too.
Either that or, according to his one comment on Instagram, he wants to steal Xena. So,
you really only need one male. So,
well, yeah. But, man, it's a toss-up between the 2 males I've got. You can't match Xena's beauty, but the other one's got the lineage to it.
Lineage, yeah, the bloodline.
So that's kind of, it's like a toss-up, man. It's a real big toss-up.
Speaking of lineage, I don't want to change subjects, but August 12th, Carpet Fest. We're going, right?
Dude, let me make sure. Because I don't even know where Eric lives, because that's at Eric's place, right?
Yeah, it's like Willow Grove or something like that. It doesn't really matter. It's not that far. But I had to do a lot.
I have nothing on the calendar. I'm going to put it in right now.
All right, you better. That's my wife's birthday. I have to do a lot of ass kissing to get off that day.
I'll just, I'll just have to like do something special, take her out to the movies or something. But no, I have it in there because yeah, if I don't put it in there, I'll forget. But it is in the calendar all day. So
there's gonna be some brilliant minds there, man. I'm really looking to meet Ryan Young.
oh, see, I do. And on that end of the hobby, man, I'm completely ignorant as to everybody. I know Mike, I know Eric. Uh, God, I'm gonna draw a blank on his freaking name. Inland, Nick Mutton.
Mm-hmm.
But supposedly he's supposed to be there, from what I heard.
That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, those are the ones that I know. I know hopefully Mike and Eric can make it to ours here for July.
Okay.
I mean, they have an open invite now. Whether or not they take it, I don't know. But
right, yeah. So all you can do is put it out there, and I did that for a bunch. There was a few people didn't show up, but everything comes up, last minute things. I get it. It all happens. It's all good. But it was a good turnout. I was great, happy for it. Looking forward to doing it next spring. Yeah, and then yours is next. And I was listening to Adam's his live. I don't know if you caught last week's. With
I was playing catch up on it. I was like in and out of it. Like the kids are killing me with watching live stream.
Damn kids getting in the way.
If one's not crying or complaining, it's the other one. And
it was funny though. He was talking about with Phil, and he's like, "Are we just gonna play?" And I was like, "If we're gonna play, let's put on a show."
I did catch that part of it. I sent him a message the next day? I can't remember. I did send him a message though. I told him, I was like, dude, it's like, if you guys want to play, that's awesome. If you don't want to play and you just want to enjoy yourself, have at it. Like I told him that I just wanted to make sure that he has a good time while he's up here. That's all that matters to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it'll be a
great
good time.
That his Alice pack holds all the carpets and helmets. That must be a damn big knapsack because there's an awful lot of helmets. Oh shoot! But no, and then like you were getting at your barbecue, you were given like snake room tours, rat room tours, all that stuff, man. Like you like disappeared. Like where the hell Chris go?
I know, and then then the time just was like, pow, gone like that. You know what I mean? But hey,
yep.
you gotta entertain.
That was the one thing I enjoyed about yours was I actually got to bullshit with everybody. Like you said, like you got the experience when you're hosting it. Like you're kind of not really available because you're trying to make sure everything else is in place and going smoothly.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. That's why years I'll be able to relax and chill.
Yes.
What's up, Jason?
What up, Jason? Hopefully, I've got a system down that everything will flow a little bit smoother this time. Gonna have a little bit. The patio is gonna be a little bit bigger. Hopefully, we're gonna have 2 sets of cornhole boards. I think Ed said he's gonna bring his. I've got to modify mine so Danny quits bitching about how I designed mine.
Geez, he's still gonna find something to complain about. You know that, right?
Yeah, but he'll find something. It'll be snake wise. He'll complain about it. As long as he can't complain about something where it's competitive, we're good.
All right. We'll see how that goes.
Freaking Danny.
Do you have horseshoes?
No, I don't have horseshoes.
I'll bring my set.
I say no. That's one thing I don't have. The only thing is you got to be careful putting pins in the ground here because of the sand mound.
We'll put them right through your sand mound.
Oh God! Don't put them into the pipes.
Better drainage.
$40,000 out there, dude.
Better drainage, man.
Yeah. So somebody asked me. I try to look at it as I put in a really expensive cornhole playing field.
Pretty much.
It's perfectly freaking level. It's the perfect size, but man, Greg, if you want to bring another set, dude, I mean, hey, I don't think you can ever have too many sets because it seems like everybody always wants to play.
Yeah, nobody's going to play horseshoes.
Blakers, what's up?
More cornhole, the better.
Oh man! So, all right, give us a season update, bro.
Whew, well, it felt like it was going slow, and then I looked at like the records when we had like 6 clutches, and I was just pulling my first one last year, so I was count wise I was ahead, but I don't know, it didn't feel like it. So I'm not sure where we're at. I haven't looked exactly as the clutch count from where we were last year, but I know I want to say it was maybe halfway through May, and then like June and July, we just got like hammered. It was like one after another. It was almost like 12 to 14 a month. And I think this year it's going to be a lot more spread out. I was horrible with ultrasounding. I ultrasounded back in like January, and like that was it. The rest has all been like just sight and pairing and just watching the behavior most of the time. And I think food definitely helps trigger. So some of the collection, I'll kind of go through, and if some are acting, different, or we want to feed more regularly than others, I'll feed them a little bit more, and they might cycle a little bit sooner or quicker than others that are kind of just like, they want to eat maybe once every other week or every 10 days, or they'll shut down for a month. Then whatever, they're not really ready. So I don't really focus on feeding them a ton. I still kind of just maintain. And I think that has a lot to do with getting them to cycle too, is definitely changing your feeding habits. So this year I kind of spread it out a little bit more, and I moved up a lot of girls that would be first time moms. So when that happens, you got to think like 50-50 are going to go, and the majority of them are going to give you 5 eggs, if you're lucky 6, but they're going to be tiny babies. What's up, Brandon?
My first timer is going to be, she should be 4 eggs. She's actually due to drop yesterday.
Nice.
She's holding out on me, but as long as she doesn't go as long as Nathan's one, that would freaking spaz me out, dude.
You think there's 4 in that girl?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my double head to double head, I'm pretty sure she's got 4.
Sweet.
If I remember correctly. Yeah, that's her. She's like exactly like 2 years old. Like she was from our very first season.
Yeah. 2 years old. That's about. I've had some go about that. So right now we're up to 10, and I know I got 2 getting ready to drop. I got one girl that's like, dude, she's got to be 4,500 grams. She's enormous. Like she hits the size of a 70 tub. Like she's huge. Wow. I think 1 year she did do 12 eggs, and I think she's going to beat it. But if not, they're going to be like 90-gram babies. They're going to be huge. But so that'll be interesting. I'll definitely be posting that one up. And then our wild caught girl that we got, back in 2013 from Outback, she's laying her second clutch for us. So we got her gravid. Bought her gravid from Outback, hatched the eggs. And there was 2 that looked like they were in the yellow belly complex. So we kept the 2 back, and the mom just looks normal, but she's only an ASF feeder, and I've always complicated on getting rid of her, but now with genetic testing, I want to see if she's in the yellow belly complex before I just dump her off. But I think the color difference came from the father. So I have 1 female left. One passed about at 6 years old. I'm not sure why. Who knows what it could have been. But the other one, I believe, is gravid right now as well. And they were both bred to an ivory Enchi. So we'll see.
I say that'll be a good way to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, the female, the original import that we got gravid in 2013, she was bred about 2 years ago to a spider spark, and nothing came of it. There were either sparks or spiders. So could have missed something. Who knows? But I think she's just a odd looking, wild caught.
Well, the thing is that's the only thing that I think sucks about playing the wild caught game is It can take so long until you prove something out.
What's up, Eric? Yeah, absolutely. Um, we'll see. I want to send the skin in and then see what happens with that, and hopefully the daughter goes. So that should be good. One of my boas that didn't go last year, one of the long tails, the light phase long tails. The dark phase went last year, gave us 7 babies. This year, the light phase is gravid right now, so that's pretty cool. So we'll see what happens there. We're really focusing on the Dumerals. I have a trio of Dumerals, so I've really been really on top of it because with all the different species, it does get not confusing, but you're going this way, you're going that way, you're going this way, you're feeding this way, you're going that way. So a lot of alarms help and scheduling things. So
chaos. It's organized. Chaos.
Organized. So I've really been putting a lot of focus on the Dumerals because I'd love to get 2 litters from them and kind of move away from that species and work on another bucket list species that really draws my attention a little bit more. But I want to get 2 solid litters out of these girls. For the last 4 years, it's been a litter of slugs, and then like one live, 2 kinked, and then infertils, and then a good litter of 10. So they've been all over the board. So I kind of want to get that, get some successful litters there, and then I can feel pretty accomplished with them. They're tricky though. They're the trickiest out of anything so far.
Now, with the Dumerals, once you get the litters you want to get, are you going to just drop them then? Or are you still going to keep that trio and just maybe work them once every 2 years or something?
Now, I'll probably sell the whole project and try to fund that. I want to sell them and use that money into the other species in Madagascar, the other ground boa. It's lacking my brain right now. They're similar to the Dumerals, but they're different. They're a lot more of a pinker shade. They're a little bit lighter. They're pretty wild. Yeah, I think Nerd works with them. I'm not sure if he still breeds them or if not, but I'd like to definitely get into that. Yeah,
Don
definitely.
Here says that they're definitely the Dumerals are on his wish list.
Yeah, sure thing, Don. Man, just hit me up on the IG and follow it because all the updates will be on there.
Awesome, dude. Dumerals I always thought were neat, and I didn't realize that that market is on the incline from how it sounded.
Yeah,
it sounded from what I picked up, it sounded like they weren't really, I don't know, sought after, maybe is the way I want to put it. But now it sounds like they've picked up a lot of traction and gaining a lot of popularity.
Yeah, I mean, everything gained a little bit more traction through COVID and whatnot. They've cooled down a little bit, but they're still not where they were when I bought into the project. I don't know. I've had that one pair of Dumerals. Jeez, man, it's been 7 or 8 years that I've just been growing them up and slowly, just growing them slow basically, and then trying to work with them. But so yeah, they're fun. Bloods, that's another fun project. I should have hopefully the Sumatrans will be going this year, so that's something new to add to the list. I did the regular T positives, but the Sumatrans are a little bit different. So it should be.
I need a chrome head.
Yeah, I don't think they're the crow. I'm trying to think now. I have to reach out to Elijah from Juggernaut because that's where the mail came, and I think he said that the T positive line was not the chrome head. I think I have to double check. They might be the orange heads, or it might be vice versa. They might be the chrome heads. I have to find out. But the female that he was bred to, she's real dark. So I don't think she's a chrome or an orange. I think she's just kind of like a straight dark Sumatran. But see some pictures when they're on eggs and stuff like that. You can make your own judgment. So that should be pretty neat. A whole clutch of het T positives. So that should be neat to work with.
Dude, I just love Sumatrans. I had a big blood female years ago. then I had a Sumatran. And dude, that Sumatran had my heart. I mean, it was a beautiful freaking chrome head. Oh, I regret ever getting rid of that thing, but I kind of had to. Mom did not appreciate, opening up the freezer and having a mountain of rats like fall at her or just being in. Yeah, she didn't like that, especially jumbos. She was not very happy with jumbo rats in the freezer.
Yeah, that's they're good to have around, them and the doom rules, because I mean, I still have to sell extra large rats, because every month with the rat production, I'm getting rid of 35 to 40 breeders every month are just coming out of rotation at least.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have that many rats to get rid of, and between my 3 doom rules and couple bloods, I don't use that many XLs, so they're always on the cheap. I need
Hear that, everybody? You need some cheap big rats. Right there's your guy.
I have a couple guys that pick some up, but it's never bad to have other people, in the back.
Well, Danny should be able to pick some up because he's got his boa. Nathan's got. I don't know how big Nathan's boa is.
They're all still tiny. They're only
yeah.
a couple years old. Yeah.
Ah.
They should get up to a decent size. John, I might be able to give some to John and Haley, but
That's true. John and Haley, yeah.
Yeah, they got some big Argentines. But yeah, so building up to that, got a couple new species this year that we're looking to breed in. But it's going a little bit slower, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. I had a clutch hatch a week ago or something like that, and next one's not due to the end of the month, so we're moving at a pretty slow pace. I'm getting new hatchling racks, and they're coming in slow, so I'm happy with how the season's rolling.
Okay. Ed says he'll keep you busy with his retake.
Yeah, he will be. Ed will be moving up in sizes. I'm not sure how that last bag went for him, but Ed's gonna have a 20-foot retic in like a year if we keep feeding him with them XLs.
Ed, just remember, if you want to throw Chris for a loop, ask him for a taint. He'll know exactly what you're talking. He'll know exactly what size you need.
Who came over the other day? So Rob came over and picked up some rats on Saturday, and then Sorrentino, balls deep, Chris came over.
Yeah,
and Chris was at the picnic too. Rob got hung up. His daughter, her car broke down, so he couldn't make it. He was all bummed. He's gonna try to make it to your place, though. He said.
Oh, okay.
So he comes over, and they were just talking about what the heck? I forget. I don't know if Chris said something about it, and I was like, "Okay, Jeremy, what kind of rat do you want?" And he's like, well, "What do you mean?" And Rob's like, I don't know if it was in our group chat. Rob's like, "Yeah, he wants a tween or a schmedium," and I'm like, "Yeah, Jeremy says he wants a small, but he wants it like a medium." Like, so you want a medium then? You don't want a small? And he's like, "No, I want a medium." And I was like, "Get out of here."
See, I think I had it right there with the taint. A taint small and a taint medium was right there in the middle.
Geez, didn't even leave a lump. Oh my goodness, you've created a monster, Ed. I wonder, that's like a 450, 500 gram rat. But his retake's got to be, how long is he at? About 8 foot now? But even at 8 foot, he's probably only like.
Yeah.
He's bigger. I don't know. They're usually slender. I don't know. He's a male. So who knows?
I say males, I always thought were always a little bit smaller anyway. But
yeah.
I mean, there again, I've got Xena up there. That's a male, and he's like 6 freaking foot already. And
Beast. Solid.
He's a big boy. Still think we still should have sent that other male I have down to you and left him work your girl over a little bit.
What, are you going to take the green tree over to your place?
Shit, I didn't think about that. Did not think about the green tree there.
If I get my other little boreal set up somewhere for display and I can put the green tree in it, I really want to put a different species in there, but maybe we'll have a go at it. But that's all you, man. Actually, I should give you her. You should just take her and deal with it.
Hey,
the cage though.
Hey, right here, we'll get this guy right here to build another cage.
Oh, no, sorry, Ed.
We'll get at it. We'll put Ed to work here while the designs are fresh in his head. But yeah, no, I mean, we'll have to talk about it, figure something out, because dude, that girl you got is freaking beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised out of the stuff you've worked, the different species you've worked, you have not done anything with her yet.
Well, I want to see how you go through, you hatch, how you feed, and how everything goes. I want to live vicariously through your experience with the carpet first, and then I'll
And then,
determine.
and then you'll decide. Dude, I'll say this, man. I have never had so many people inquire about babies as I have for those carpets.
Dude, that's awesome. That's cool.
Dude, it blew my mind. Like, I literally had someone message me last week, I think, maybe. Yeah, I think it was last week. And they're like, "Hey, can I pay you for the one right now? Like, I know they're not hatched yet or anything, but I want to make sure I get one." I'm just like, I can't take any money until these things are out of the egg, eating. Like, I was like, you can get on the wait list through my Husbandry Pro store. I was like, but that's the best we can do for right now. And like, it's just nuts, because like I almost had times like, I don't know if there's gonna be anything available, because that many people have hit me up for these things. It's just like, my God, like my mind was blown. It's like these things have such a bad rap, and everybody's like gobbling them up real quick. It's like, damn, all right, I like this.
I wouldn't say it's a bad rap. I just don't think people put enough attention to learn about them. I think it's a lack of education is what it comes down to. Can they be nippy? Oh yeah, they can be nippy. Why, but at the same point in time, it's like a blood python. You got to work with them.
Dude, your little blood python.
Oh, this little guy. I got one little firecracker left, man. He's going up for auction, which we'll talk about. Remind me later on. We'll talk about auctions.
Let me make a note of that, so that way we don't forget. What did I do with my freaking pen, though?
Other than that, though, I mean, I should be having my first clutch of bull snakes. She just shed the other day, so in about 10 to 14 days, I should have my first clutch.
Oh,
second bull's in shed, so she'll be right behind her. Then my albino northern's in shed. She'll be right behind her. So the colubrids are starting to roll in. So I think we're going for about a dozen colubrids this year as well. But we're not going to do as many balls, so that'll help alleviate, some of the weight on one end. I mean, we did 36 clutches of balls last year, 1 blood, 3 litters of boas, and then like 8 colubrids.
Okay.
So I know. You want to take a night? We going to bed?
Second, Chris. I keep.
Yeah, you want to go to bed?
No.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I love how that looks. I love those perches.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like they need to be lit up.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
it wouldn't bother me, but it's like I'm there looking at it. It's like, they got to be lit up.
Oh, yeah. Wake up. I don't care if you're sleeping right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm actually surprised that they weren't out and about with the lights off, which was part of why I was like, well, we'll let it go, because the yellow will really pick up.
It's still early.
Yeah. It was. I mean, the lights were only off for like 30 minutes, so.
Still sleeping.
Yeah. But before we move on, we got to thank the sponsors of this week's episode, dude. So.
I sponsor my own.
I was going to say, I'm going to let you. We're going to do something special. You're going to give your own sponsor spiel.
Hold on here. Eric, yes. I should have 2 litters of Mexican Black Kings. One of them girls is going in the shed as well. So hopefully the clutch will be on the ground in a week or so.
Oh, nice.
Hit it.
All right. First up, we've got Nathan of Infinite Possible Pythons, guys. If you're interested in getting into the Bang project, which there's a pretty long list of people that are wanting to get in on that one. There's 2 of them right here on the screen with you. But
already in it. What are you talking about?
Hey, you just think you're in it. While you were on vacation, I snuck over. You better check that tub. But definitely hit Nathan up. He's the guy to go to on that. And on top of it, he's working a bunch of other awesome ball python projects.
Yes, he
Also
is.
doing some scaleless corn snake stuff. Then on top of it, he's also got kahua geckos or chahua geckos, however you want to say it. I can never remember how the proper way to say it is.
Bless you.
Got crusty geckos, and then he's got Leachianus geckos even that he's breeding and all that good stuff. So Nathan's got the gecko market kind of tied down a little bit as well. He's also your one-stop shop for all of your branding needs, folks. If you need like business cards, merch, like shirts, hats, or hell, he just showed off a badass hoodie
True.
at Chris's barbecue
Yeah.
there, and it's like, damn it, now I gotta rethink my merch again. Like
This guy waits for us to all to put our orders in and then sees what he wants to do differently and then just destroys our fabrics. It's not, well, we got a bone to pick with him.
But also your backdrops for all your show stuff, your tablecloths for the show. Definitely
stickers.
The stuff Nathan produces is top notch, folks, and the highest quality. I'll never use anybody else other than Nathan for all my branding needs. So definitely hit him up. Links are in the description down below. Then we also got. Oh, wait. Hold on. I gotta play this.
Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC is located at the All-Star Event Complex in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. A 45,000 square foot venue with 125 plus vendors and top quality breeders, along with 270 plus tables. If you're looking for a python, boa, colubrid, gecko, lizard, or amphibian, you've come to the right place. Doesn't matter if you're a breeder looking for that missing piece to your project or a pet owner looking for your next scaly friend, Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC has you covered. Need an incubator or rack system? They have you covered with sea serpents set up there to meet all your needs. The next show dates are March 18th, July 15th, and November 11th of 2023. Show times are from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Make sure to check them out on their website, Instagram, and Facebook. Mark your calendars because this is one show you don't want to miss. So I'll see you at Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC.
And then our next two, we're going to save Chris for last because we got to save the best for last, folks. But we've got Husbandry Pro, folks. If you are not using Husbandry Pro, definitely check it out. There's a affiliate link in the description down below. Click it. It's for a free 30-day trial, and hopefully you decide to, add a plan. Husbandry Pro saves me so much time. Plus, they have a store feature. So there's going to be some changes I've heard coming in with that store feature. That's going to be very, very, I don't want to say revolutionary, but I think it's going to end up being kind of like a second morph market. But we're going to also touch into that a little bit later on the show as well. But definitely check out Husbandry Pro. It's a free 30-day trial, folks. Give it a shot. And then we're not affiliated with them yet, but Redline Shipping, guys. It's who I started using this year, and I'm super pleased with them so far. Great customer service, and the prices you cannot freaking beat.
Yes.
The prices are there's a big difference between all the other competition from what I've, went and punched numbers in for. There's a decent difference between quotes. So definitely check them out. Use Robin60 to get 60% off your next two shippings. It's good for two shippings. So go ahead and try them out. I think that's who you use, Chris, because that's whose sweatshirt you're wearing in the thumbnail there.
That's right. Team Redline, man. That's who we're using exclusively. That is, that's all we're shipping with. Everything, dry goods, whatever we ship. Redline, doesn't matter. That's who goes through. They're good people. You start to do some volume. Just reach out to them, talk to them. Tell them what you're looking, tell them what you're projected to do. You gotta prove something though. You can't just say you're gonna do something and then not do it, because then that hurts all of us that are gonna do what we say. So, just don't feed them a bunch of crap. If you're only gonna do 20, tell them you're gonna do 20. They'll do something for you. Don't say you're gonna do 100 and ship 25. So just be straight up with them, and they'll work with you. And then, in another year or two, every year, reevaluate. Call up, talk to them, email, and say, hey, look, my shipping went up, and see if I get a better rate.
And then our last and final sponsor is this man right here. So, Chris, give us a spiel because I'm sure you can spiel it better than me.
B&S Reptilia, we've been in business since 2013. Started collecting the first couple years and then really turned it into a business, started holding things back and really focusing on better genetics. If you look for ball pythons, we have a good selection of them. We also work with many other species too, boas, blood pythons, colubrids, mostly pine snakes and bull snakes. We also do some Mexican black kings. But if you're looking for something, reach out, follow us on Instagram. We post everything on there, when eggs are dropping, boas, litters, all that stuff. Things we're picking up, breedings we're putting together, certain projects. If you just want to chat, just DM me, hit us up, and see what's going on. Also, we are the PA distributor for the chipper. It's also Cocoa to Go. I mean, the best cocoa product out there, right, Jeremy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
Sure. The Cocoa to Go, you get it, you cut the bag open, and you use it. You don't have to add any water, none of that stuff. It's nice, even chunks. It's good stuff. But they also sell it in the brick, which is the chipper. So, you can get that too. I don't believe there is anybody in the Northeast above me. So if besides New York, Tyler talks his balls, he's in New York, but he's out far east. He's out there. So if you're anywhere like in the Eastern Seaboard, definitely hit me up, let me know, and we can work something out. Anywhere in the country, if you want to get some, let me know. We can find a rep in your state, and if not, talk to the main man, and we'll take care of you. That's about it, man.
See, I knew you could do a better spiel than me. That was just, I don't know. It just sounds better coming from the man himself. We had a few people drop in here, though. We've got Jim from Straight Blast. What's up, Jim? Thanks for tuning in. Rob, what's up? We had Eric from Drop Time drop in a little bit earlier, which you did answer his question there. But Eric, what's up? Thanks for tuning in as well. We're not going to trip again. What's up? Thanks for tuning in.
Lomas. What's this? Not going to trip again. Oh, okay. Yes. All right.
Jim. Who picked up 1.2 Momo Python today? Nice.
That's one. We have a pair of those that hopefully in a year or two they'll be ready to go. At least 2 years. They're fun.
I've got to say, when I was over and we did the whole facility tour thing, what was that, last year?
Yeah.
The Womo pythons and that freaking white lip, dude. Oh, my God, that white lip. Lindsay, what's up? We were just talking about you a little bit earlier. Your ears must have been burning, girl. Talking about you coming out and hanging with us PA folk for the barbecue. But, yeah, dude, that white lip, man, I cannot wait for you to get the pair established there. And
she didn't make it.
What?
She ended up not making it. Yeah, that sucked. It was about 2 months after you left. I fed her, and then 2 days later I came in, and that was it. She was belly up. So she was probably captive hatched, like farm raised. So
okay.
Who knows? She might not have been treated correctly upon intake. Who knows what could have been the issue? So I'm really eventually outsourcing some captive bred. Captive bred.
Hit up.
I've been following a couple, but yeah, definitely.
He's local. Owen. Rogue Reptiles. I know he does white lips.
Okay. All right.
He does white lips and carpets. He co-hosts there with Eric. They're from EB Morelia.
Okay, I'm sure I'll see him at whatchamacallit, at Carpet Fest.
Yeah, he should be there. That, and he's normally set up in Hamburg too. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I know he does do some white lip stuff. So check him out for that one. Angie, Jeff, brother and sister, what's up?
We're talking about them too.
I said, you guys' ears must have been burning too. We're talking about all you fine people that are going to make this freaking long. I'm gonna call it basically like a pilgrimage almost to the east.
It's Darlene, right?
What's that?
Cuddle time.
Cuddle time is Melinda.
Oh, Melinda. Oh, the zoo. That's
What's
Darlene.
up, Melinda?
Hey, Melinda.
Yeah, Darlene's was
The
it
zoo,
Kersey?
yeah.
Kersey Crew Zoo or
It was a weird name, but I was like, interesting.
yeah. I'm sure she'll hop in here at some point though too. Normally
Yeah.
Darlene's in the chat at some
My
point.
first concert.
Phil, Phil, I know you're gonna be there, bro. You gotta be there to provide the entertainment. Yeah, Lindsay, Darlene is Kiersey or however I'm butchering that. I know. I'm sorry, Darlene. Angie just said had to get the mowing in and rats moved over to the new rack. Nice.
Fun.
Nice. So, how many different species are you working with right now, Chris? Because you've got a lot.
Yeah, so let's see. There's we're working with albino northern pines, regular northern pines. So I guess that's one species. We have southern leucistic pines. We have black pines. We do bull snakes. We have northern Mexican pine snakes, which is a new one for us this year. Louisiana pine snakes, which is a new one for this year. So those two are hopeful. Mexican black kings, Dumeral boas. And with all the boas, then we have Costa Ricans, Tarahumarians, and then we have a 2.2 of longtails, a dark phase and a light phase. So that would just be one more. Blood pythons, we got Sumatrans and regular bloods. Maybe getting to Borneos, not sure, but we're gonna wait.
I like Phil's response here.
Hold on. And then we're raising up scrub pythons and we're raising up womas. And then yeah, I mean that's it. We got a couple more color variations of pine snakes. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we're at 12. But then there's kind of like subs, like, I mean, if Bella's is 1, then that would be, we would drop the number. But
you've got the different subspecies.
Yeah. So because there's a few subspecies of pines and stuff like that. So around a dozen. So yeah, I think that's where we're at right now.
Now, do you still have the baby green tree?
Yeah, so we house more than 12 species, but we're breeding 12. So that we have a green tree, we have a female jungle carpet, we have a female Barron's racer, and a male Pueblan milk snake. Those are all upstairs, kind of like house pets on display.
Okay, so you're basically, do you ever plan on breeding the green trees or anything? Yes
and no. I want to pick up a female green tree. I want to add one just because that is something on the bucket list that I would definitely like to try to breed. But I found one. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to pull the trigger yet. I want to wait and see. It's a long process, especially if you get it as a captive born hatchling.
Well, I've also heard that green trees are a little difficult to breed too, or at least it sounds like they're a pain in the ass.
The breeding them isn't the difficult part. Getting the eggs to hatch is the difficult part.
Oh, all right. Now, why is that?
At least that's what I've seen and heard. I've never done it yet, so I'm only speaking from what I've seen and heard. Just a lot of people always have, not a lot, most of the people have, some people have problems incubating them. Like they'll go full term and like some will be stillborn and then some just don't thrive. But yeah, I just think they're a lot more delicate. Like some people will they'll cook them at like 88 degrees for the first 6 weeks, and then they'll drop their temps down to like 83 for the next 4 weeks. Like there's all kinds of methods to madness with better hatching times and stuff like that. I used to listen to a lot of MJ stuff, and he would have a lot of people on there about green trees, a lot of people that have successfully bred green trees for years, 15, 20 years. Gary Shabino, he's so good. He's got a great YouTube channel. I mean, when that guy speaks, it's gold. Everything that guy says is just, it's knowledge. I mean, if you're ever looking for something, search his channel. If he talks about it, you're gonna get the best. You're gonna get the best breakdown in whatever his 15-minute video. So that's what I've heard, but that's definitely on the bucket list.
Okay. See, I know I would love at some point. I've always wanted a Sauron locale, and when I get the expansion done, I will have a freaking Sauron. Gonna have my chrome head black blood python there, the Sumatran. I will. That's like all that's waiting for the expansion, because Lord knows I do not have freaking room anymore. Got enough room for the racks, and that's it now. At this point, I've never come to this day and say my room is too small already.
You got the outlets for it. You just don't have the room.
Exactly. I've got the outlets out the wazoo to cover it. It's now the room issue. But hey, you know what though? When I put those in, it was a godsend that I had the two different levels of outlets and where they were.
It all worked out for a reason, no matter what anybody says.
Exactly. And hey, who else could say they've got as many outlets in a small ass room like this? Other than
who cares what Danny says?
Danny's just jealous.
Oh, sweet Phil's got spotted pythons for us.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's the other thing. I know I want to think of at least one spotted python from Phil, but there again, I need more space.
Did you take any pictures, Will? Send some pictures, Will. I'll let you know what it is.
What did Will say?
Yeah, I found a black rat snake. It was in his house.
Oh. Well, you were showing. I saw your wife posted a picture on Facebook of you holding a black rat.
Yeah, we were just down in North Carolina for a few days, and we were like zipping down the road, and I was like, "Oh, there's a black rat on the side of the road," and I'm like, I don't think he was hit. He was like right on the other side of the white line, and I'm like, nah, he was probably hit. And the wife's like, we don't know this. Whoa! She whipped the car around the next intersection. We flew back. She pulled another Ubi, and we zipped right up to it through the four ways on. I hopped out, opened the door, and I hopped out. The snake was like, and he moved, and I'm like, oh God. So I scooped him up, and we took a quick picture with him, and then I walked him off, and I put him up in a pine tree to get him off the ground. I think he was just warming himself, but man, he was like, some jackass was like, some jackass was going to go snake and run over him out of spite. And like, I was hoping nobody did that, because I would have had to chase somebody down.
Dude, everybody laughs at me because like I always say I swerve at sticks. It's because I'm always afraid if I take for granted that it is just a stick, it's actually not going to be a stick.
Yeah.
And, man, like that. Actually, it was funny when I saw that picture of you holding that thing. It brought back so many memories of me as a kid, because it's like, man, I've always wanted a black rat snake as like a pet. Like I always just thought they were the most, just the black, the whites on them were just they were such beautiful snakes.
They're iconic.
Yeah. Jim, my room is 14 by 12.
Mine's 11 by 11.
And you've got a lot of stuff crammed in there though too.
Yeah, that's just the two ARSs. There's another like two V6s stacked up over there.
Yeah.
And then all the hatchlings are over here. There's a few juveniles over there.
I mean, I've got like right now, like what I have my computer on, I could technically make this another rack, but I kind of like having a table that isn't wobbly as all hell, and I feel as though it gives you, the viewer, a lot steadier picture instead of me bumping a freaking card table all the time. Right. And yeah, like that was really aggravating for me. So getting those enclosures gave me a tabletop, so I was super happy with that.
Everybody's rooms are
up, dude. Thanks for tuning in.
What's up, Paul? He was invited too down to the cookout. He didn't show up.
He might be coming to on July though. He might be.
Better watch them New York boys. They rowdy. He brings all them New York cops, man. They're gonna be rowdy.
It'll be a good time though.
They're like, don't give us any crap. He's a cop.
yeah, exactly.
Well, dude, he's a CEO, but he's a cop. There's a lot of them are, because Charlie's. I think Charlie's a cop, and Bake. They're all in that. The group.
Yeah,
they're all in Bake's. Patreon.
Yeah.
That group chat. You think our group chat is bad? I almost want to pay to be in their Patreon to listen to the group chat where Kevin and Paul and Bacon, all them are in. Oh, Paul's coming. Sweet.
Yeah, awesome, Paul. Freaking awesome.
Nice.
I know Charlie there from Gray Rider. He'll be on next week.
Next week, cool.
Next week, yes.
Good deal.
We all had to push and bug him to get the clown test done. I'm pumping these Xanthic babies full of food. Give me a shed, damn it. Give me a shed.
Do it to it.
Dude, they're actually doing real. Like, they started off pretty good. I've got 2 that are just kind of like me. They don't really want to eat. But, dude, the one zebra bee, she, like, the one night, she took her first meal, and then I still had a mouse hopper left. I'm like, well, none of these other idiots want it. So I just thought, well, I'll offer to her. And she freaking snatched the second one up. I thought, all right, damn, you go, girl.
Good deal.
Put on that weight.
That's how my acid boy is. He ate a frozen thawed rat when I got him, Fuzzy, and then he was like snubbing it. So then he ate a frozen thawed mouse, and then I sent it a rat and he ate it, and then he snubbed me with everything. Frozen thawed mouse, rat, and I'm like, you little jerk. Like, what is your problem? I don't think he was established real well when I got him, but whatever. I work with him. So the other night I put a live ASF in there and it was gone in like 2 seconds. And I'm like, all right, okay, we'll play this game for a little bit. Put some weight on. But,
well, I know my spider doublehead Xanthic clown girl, all right, which is sisters to the girl that's giving me like a clutch any freaking hour at this point. Like, they're sisters. The one, like I said, is giving me a clutch. The other one is still in a freaking 10 series tub because partway through, like, she was a beast eating. And then I moved her up to my 50-20 rack, and she took a couple meals in it, and then she just went off food. What up, Adam? Thanks for getting in, brother.
The devil.
But she went off food, so it's like I left her go in there for a little bit, and she just was not going back on it. Moved her back to the 10 series, and she still wasn't on food. And it's just like she wasn't dropping weight. It's like she looked good still.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, whatever. It is what it is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But Friday night, she ate. So. It surprised the hell out of me.
You're always gonna have a few like that, man.
Dude, that remember that high intensity orange dream super enchi I got last year at Gettysburg?
Yep.
She's been a freaking she was a beast too to start. Yeah. And then she went on this hunger freaking strike. And she took a meal for me last night or the other night too. So Sweet. It's like they must have been like in cahoots or something.
That seasons are changing, man.
Dude, hopefully that's it, because it bothers the hell out of me, because those two should be almost breeding size by this point. They really should, and they're nowhere close.
They'll go when they're ready.
That is true. That is true. Plus, I've added a whole bunch of other stuff here, so I can play the waiting game a little bit. I got a bunch of stuff cooking. Adam says, show was killer. Just finished a little celebratory dinner. Now I have to feed the snakes. Didn't go to the show. Nice, dude. Nice. Congrats. I'm glad the show went good for you. There's Nathan. Nathan, just so you know, I'm going to put
that here yet.
Hopefully, I can find it here for you, Nathan. But yeah, here we go. Angie and Jeff, they're of Celtic Balls, talk to you about some stuff for the vehicle. So hook them up, brother. Hook them up.
You get any business that happens on your property, you get 5%. Remember, that's what happened at my place. Any business transactions, so you still owe me for those cages. Don't forget.
Damn it! See, all right. That's okay, because the snakes that came home with me from the thing. You can't take any money because there was no monetary exchange. So, sir, Which that video, we actually just filmed it. We actually just filmed that video. So everybody, there is a video coming up.
Ooh.
So you get to find out what snakes came home with me from the barbecue. And they're not from Chris though. They're from Nathan. But trust me, they're not going to be. Well, actually, the one technically was trying to be paired already, so I can't say they're not going to be breeding by the time you guys find out what the hell I got. But normally that's the MO. Everybody always jokes around in the chat that till the videos come out, I've already got clutches and shit from everything. Kike, what's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in.
Kike, I look forward to meeting that man in person.
I would love to. One of these days, I want to go down to Florida and meet up with everybody down there.
Come down to Daytona in August, brother. You can ride in my suitcase in the back.
Okay, hey, as long as I can get down there for free. That's the issue, is getting there for free. Rob says, but who pays the percentage, the buyer or the seller? Aha! I like the way you think, Rob.
It's like real estate. They each pay a like 2.5%.
Hey, that works. Shoot. All right, now you back on to the whole spiel here a little bit with the colubrids. Now, some of those you were listing are PA native species, correct?
Not PA native, North American. So, like the northern pine snakes are not PA. They would be like Jersey.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say there's a whole legality thing about traveling across state lines or something with one of the species you work with, isn't there?
Two of them. Well, with PA species, I don't believe you're not supposed to sell certain PA species like black rats. I don't think you can sell. I forget how it exactly works. Don't really quote me, but there's some legality thing around, native species. But the black pines and the Louisiana pines, they're the ones that cannot be sold across state lines. So I can't ship them out of state.
Now, why is that though? Because
they're protected, but they're not like, I forget what part of the like appendix lists they're on, but they are protected of that you can't ship them across state lines. Now you can with the proper paperwork. So I would have to apply through the Fish and Game to get a cross state permit for such and such species, and then the seller would have to pay something. So we're probably going to look into that because we will be having 2 clutches, and that could make a world of difference, for these animals to move. So yeah, we'll look into it, and then I don't know, maybe down the road, touch base on that sometime.
Okay. Seekers wants to know, what's your favorite reptile?
Oh man, I guess my favorite reptile. Geez, like favorite that, like bucket list that like I would want of all time, or favorite that I work with.
Do both. Then you can't be wrong.
I think the favorite that I work with right now are the bull snakes, because you can take like an albino quad head to a hypo quad head and breed them and just get 16 different looking babies. You can get anatherist or exanthic, you can get albino, you can get hypo, you can get white-sided, you could get hypo white-sided, you can get exanthic white-sided, you could get you know what I mean? The possibilities are endless when you have 5 recessive traits combining. It's pretty wild. So I think they're the most fun to hatch because just what could come out. Snake of all times, I would love to work with Bolins.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, those things, man. That would blow my mind. Like I would literally dedicate like half of my basement to a huge Bolins cage if I could work with a pair of them.
How big do they get?
I don't know definitely, but I would say I think it's like 8 to 10. But they get just super girthy. Some of the ones that Nerd has shown they're pretty long.
Well, I know Justin's got. Does he have one or does he have a pair?
He has a pair. They're like 6+ foot already, and they're probably 4 years old by now.
Oh, okay.
But that's something that's probably gonna be like 5 to 8 years old before you even try to breed. Like my Tarahumaraans, I think they were born in, I have to double check the paperwork, but I think they were born in 13 and bought in 14, or they were littered in 14 and bought in 14. But last year was their first year breeding, 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
So, I tried a year or two before, but then I adjusted things and tried different techniques. And I just think maturity and just finally getting the right temperature and timing and all that stuff down, and food, calorie intake and all that just really triggered it, But some of these things, it's not a ball python. You can't get it in 2 years, expect you're going to have babies from it. Some of these things.
Oh, yeah, no.
Where the waiting game really, the patience really, really kicks in.
Now, while we're on that whole boa kick, what's your thoughts on the boa market? Because I hear different things that it sounds like the boa market's kind of in a worse state than what people think the ball python market is. I know my buddy Mike that breeds the boas. He says basically he didn't even breed anything this year, which I freaking tried to talk him into it, but like he refused to breed anything this year because he just didn't want to get stuck with 30 or however many babies he would get. He didn't want to be sitting on them and not be able to move any of them.
Right.
And everybody that he talks to that breeds boas, they were all telling him, hey, the boa market's like stale. It's like still water.
I don't feel that way. I feel that. So, oh man, I don't want to. I'm trying to say. How do I say it? The mutt boas. So like your albino, jungle, IMG, Aztec, VPI, your Colombians that everybody's crossing to make designers. So basically, even some of your Central American, your Sonorans, the leopards, that's where the leopard gene originated from. People are putting them in the mainland Colombians and stuff, So when it comes to those type of boas, I think the market is oversaturated. I feel like that market is like the clowns. There are some beautiful clowns out there, and there are some beautiful just comboed boas that are basically mutts. There's no locality genetic to them. They're just a Colombian cross. They're beautiful, don't get me wrong. But what Da Vinci boa makes are freaking amazing. Some of the boas that they make over there are nuts. But it's just a mix of all kinds of genes. Whereas I think the locality stuff, like the Tarahumaras, the Costa Ricans, the Peruvian longtails, or something like the Dumerals, or even like the the Firebelly Hondurans. There's so many locality boas, Pearl Islands, the Hog Island boas. I think the value to those stays more consistent and streamlined.
Oh, okay.
The pureness of the locality that I feel like they might not. They didn't sell as quick. I still have a few, but not many. But they're also a type of boa that you can't breed every year. They're not, you know what I mean? I can show you my adult female. They gave me the litter of Tarahumaras. I can show you the adult female, and I can show you a baby. The baby's almost in July. The babies will be a year old. They don't eat a whole lot. They eat smaller meals. You can feed them a lot more, but everybody, I don't recommend it. They're a mountain species. They grow slow. It took them 8 years to breed. What's the rush?
Yeah.
So
show off one.
All right, I'll show you the adult female that gave us the litter.
I'll bring up the snake cam. Pull that down, that way everybody can see. Will wants to know what's the difference between Bolins and white lips.
Locality, pretty much where they're from. I believe they're from different areas. Can you see her pretty good? Or is it far away? So
no, it's up close enough. Can we put a little bit more light somehow on her?
That's about all I can get with the light. I want to touch the light. So that's just the adult Tarahumaran female.
Dude, she's small.
She probably weighs 1,200 grams. And
Holy crap.
maybe 3.5 foot long, if that. They're a little bit darker of a boa. Not real red, like a red tail.
Scoot her back just a little bit. There we go, Chris. I was going to say, we're kind of losing her a little bit on the screen there. She's beautiful, though, dude.
A little speckled belly. A little bit darker boa. But then, I mean, that was the adult female, and you know, you can only feed them a wean. You know, you can't really feed them anything larger than that. They'll regurgitate if it's too big. And then this is one of the offspring from this year. This is one of the babies.
Oh, wow.
So she's a lot lighter, but they almost look like baby Argentines.
Now, is that what did you put in my hands there at the show where you had me hold one? Was that an Argentine or is that one of these little spicy guys?
Probably a baby Costa Rican.
That's what it was. That's what it was. You're like, oh, here, Jerry, hold this while I clean this. And the thing just like latched onto my freaking thumb out of nowhere.
So she's real light, but I can show you another one that's a little bit darker. Just a little bit. He's not too much darker. They vary a little bit, but for the most part.
Oh, yeah, he's a little bit darker.
A little bit more grayish, a little bit darker of a spearhead. But they're pretty cool little boas. I mean, these were tiny when they were born. I mean, just, you know, think about it. The Peruvian longtails were even tinier than these guys. So
what's their temperament like? Are they pretty mellow of a species, or do they have a little bit of spice to them?
When they're first born, they have a lot of spice to them because they're a dwarf species, and they don't, you know, they everything wants to eat them, you know, as a baby, everything wants to eat them, so they're very defensive. Most boas are very defensive, but they break out of it. And as long as you don't, I mean, any snake, you don't want to come in above it and grab it. You always want to try to come up from under it and behind it and gentle. And it's all about how you come in. You know, you slam open their tub and you reach in at their head, I'd bite you too. I don't care how many times you do that. You gotta come out. You gotta scoop them up. I mean, and they might turn. You never know. Like today, we were talking about it earlier. I've had a pair of scrub pythons for a year, man, and you know their food response is ridiculous. They are just always want to eat. You know, it doesn't matter. I could have a bucket of rodents in the other room, and like they'll just be right to the glass. Like they can smell it. So I was out in the rodent room this morning putting an order together, and I was really only out there for maybe 3 minutes. I don't know, maybe 5, whatever. I come in, I do my rodent thing, and like 3 hours later, I'm down in. All right, I'll feed the scrubs. So I'm trying to get in a routine of pulling them out of their tub, putting them in a separate tub, and feeding them. Well, it doesn't matter with these things, man. Like their brain is just always food.
Yep.
So I got her out, and I got her out with the hook, and I'm like, all right, I'll freehand her mid-body. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She's never really tried to eat me. She's not friendly, but put her down. She came in. She started to turn and come on my arm, and I'm like, all right. She got to my sleeve. Smelt my arm, wham, grabbed right over my arm, and I was like, damn it. Needless to say, they have long teeth. But so yeah, no more trusting for her. Just strictly keep them at a distance for now, at least. So that's the goal with them. You know, they're tough to work with, and they're only going to get a little bit thicker. They might not get a ton longer. I mean, she's got to be 8 foot long, but she's only like a small rat.
Anytime I've been over, dude, they're like hiding. Like I have yet to see one actually out.
Oh, they were watching you. Believe me, they were watching you when you were down here looking in. Like they were peeking out. You can see.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, like they're just like, you kind of like, they remind me of carpets, but at the same time, like yours, like they seem like they like to be hidden away a little bit. But like the carpets, like they know when you're in the room. Like their carpets and them, I feel as though they're like the type of species that you may think they're not paying attention, but they're there.
Oh yeah, they're ready.
And Nathan, what's there? Did you scream like Danny did?
Oh jeez, I think Danny would have crapped himself if that thing would have bit him. Man, he would have lost it.
I still that still makes me mad. I missed that by like
that was the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen. Like a worm biting him. What just happened?
And then the whole time we were up there, like all of Nathan's snakes are like striking profusely at Danny only. Though.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I totally lost his masculinity that day.
Lindsay said she just got a boa and they are watching. Chris isn't kidding.
I'll show you Costa Ricans.
Oh yeah. Put you back up here. Hold on. Do. That down. There we go. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you guys hit that like button as well. See, now that looks more like what latched onto my unsuspecting.
Yeah, this is what Petty eating. That's just the oranges tones of these guys. They have like a little bulldog head, little broad head, whereas like the top of Mars was a little bit pointier and longer.
Absolutely beautiful, dude. I love the colors, like that tan color. It's like it stands out. It's very contrasting.
Yeah, the Costa Rican is interesting. The dad has a lot of cool oranges on. I'll get him out. The mom's a lot darker. The mom's pretty cool though. She like changes colors almost to like a steel gray blue.
Ooh, that sounds beautiful. Kevin, what's up, bro? Thanks for tuning in.
Is that 4S?
Yep.
Cool. What's up, Kevin? He's a good dude.
Kike says he was just looking at the Costa Rican on Morph Market.
Ah, yeah. So this is the sire. He's not too fired up. His reds and oranges aren't coming in too crazy. A little bit darker. He's still got that tan look to him.
See, but I like the darkness of him though. Like, they're both just freaking beautiful in their own individual ways. But like the head on him, it's a lot more gray.
Yeah, gray pronounced with that dark. Yeah, sometimes the colors do change. It's pretty wild. These guys are pretty funny. That's an adult male. I mean, you see how handleable he is as far as size comparison. The Pumas, they definitely get a lot bigger. I can show off this little blood here.
Eric says, I will need some pointers on sexing red tails. A friend of mine has a litter of them, not sure how to sex them. Eric, I will, and Chris can correct me if I'm wrong, but take your thumb and kind of like pinch their tail, like fingertip on the top and then your thumb on the bottom, and run your finger down the tail from the vent all the way to the tip. Partway through there, if you feel a lump, and like once you come across it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That there is a male. Like you're actually feeling, I guess you would say, the testicles of the thing.
Yeah.
But like it almost like To me, I described it to Mike because I was helping him do sex his bows the one night, and it felt like from a shooting aspect, shooting a 2-stage trigger, you hit that point where you're at the wall, and then you just kind of feel the trigger break. Then all of a sudden, your thumb slides up over it.
Like a little bump.
Yeah, it's like a very crisp feeling. Like you hit it, and then it's like thump, and then back to smooth again.
They are tricky though. They require a little bit more pressure than a ball python.
No, what type of blood is this, Chris?
This is just a T positive.
Okay, T positive.
Yep. T positive blood. No codons and nothing. He's very jumpy. He needs to be worked with a little bit.
Seems very mellow though.
He is, but I make the wrong move. You can see him jumping a little bit. But he's got some really pretty oranges on his head.
Now is that? I'm assuming that's a holdback.
Nope. This is the last male from the litter.
Oh, this could be yours, folks. This could be yours.
He's going up for the auction. So June 3rd, there is an auction on the Holdback Rack podcast channel. It is Saturday at 7:00. So I'll be doing probably like 10 or so animals on that auction. Just kind of like leftover 22s, just to kind of out with the old and make room for the new stuff coming in. And then I think it's June 17th is Big D's doing one with a couple other people. So I'll be doing another small lot on there.
Okay.
So definitely stay tuned. Yep, that was Kike got Victoria. That was her brother I was just showing.
Oh, okay. What's up with everybody doing auctions all of a sudden here? Like,
it's just it's the end of the season. I'm only going to maybe one more show before new babies start dropping. Just gotta find a good outlet for the animals, and they're gonna do something better for somebody else than just sitting here, dragging them in and out of shows. So, you start with a fair price, and you could really get somebody a jump start in a project that they wouldn't have been able to get into either, So
that's true. And maybe I've just had my head in the dirt too. Like, it just seemed like all of a sudden, like everybody, like this year, just there's more auctions this year than what I've ever seen.
Well, it makes things more appealing because of how the market kind of came back down to normal. You know what I mean? Some of the sales definitely slowed down. I mean, in retrospect, you have to kind of look at things. So, like, normally, I don't have anything left over from year to year. Last year, we produced, I'm not sure the exact numbers, but I think last year we produced 109 hatchlings, and I'm not sure if that was just not last year. The year before, so 21. I don't know if it was 109, if it was just ball pythons, or if that was total. I think it was just ball pythons, because then I think there was not as many colubrids as last year, but a few. We were still ramping up, and nothing was left over. And then last year I had maybe like 3 left over, but I produced more. So then this year, coming into it, we produced threefold what we produced last year. So therefore I should have threefold left over at this time of year, basically, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Sheer volume of what you produced. So we produced over 300 animals this year, and I think I have 10% left. I think I have maybe 30, 32.
Okay.
But
you've had a killer year then, though, or killer season.
Yeah, but now like 8 of those are animals, and I'm like, they were slow starters, so I had to spend a little extra time on them feeding, and now they're getting solid, so now's their time to move. So they're perfect auction animals, you know what I mean? They're stable now, but they took a little bit extra time to get started. They didn't want to eat right away. And then there's 5 that I'm still waiting to color up on, and I'm not sure if I want to keep them yet, So I'm not going to just dump them off. Those I'll keep, and after a few more sheds, and it might be a year, but a year from now, I might be like, okay, well, that's not really going to work. I'll auction them off or sell them to somebody. So, that's That's kind of how it works when you have that many babies, I feel, to choose from. And that's outside of the 31 holdbacks.
See, that all in all, though, that's not that many holdbacks considering how many snakes you produced.
No,
Like,
I held back
really
about 10%.
not.
I think at the end of the day, I had 32 or something. I had like 33 holdbacks, but then I sold 2 holdbacks so far. So, but I hold extra to sell. So like I had 2 hypo Pastaves het DG females. I don't really need 2, but I wanted 2. But somebody wanted.
So you got the one as backup if need be, or if you decide, hey, I'm gonna move it, and then you know.
And I have another one for that project. It's not like those were the only 2 I was keeping. I have a hypo Mojave head from that. So it works out. You hold on to extras, you move what you necessarily might not want to in the beginning. There's Charlie.
Yep, Charlie, what's up, dude? Charlie will be on next week, everybody. So do not miss that. We're gonna be diving into some of this genetic testing stuff.
I'd like to. Yes, I want to hear about that.
Scooters, Scott, what's up, dude? Scott says hashtag Warful off, dude. I don't know if you're ever gonna see that, man. Like legit, it is. I think it's just the whole adjusting period with the new baby and stuff, dude. It is hard to make everything freaking flow and find time for everything right now. It just seems like time is not my friend.
Dude, it's tough to poop in peace. You got to poop at work in order to get peace, don't you?
Dude, oh man.
If you take 15 minutes every day, that's 2.5 hours paid for pooping.
Yeah, dude, it is a pain in the butt, dude. Like literally, like today, like if it wasn't one kid having an issue, it was the other one, and the one like she's 3, so like Hadley, like ever since Hudson's come around or has become, Hadley has left it be known that she is there and that no one can butt into her, her time frame that she's still supposed to be center of attention, which then is where the problems start arising.
You create the monsters you endure.
Oh, dude. I tell Kara Hadley's a gem. I love her to death. She loves her brother to death to the point where she pisses him off. Like today, I'm there holding him. Hudson passed out in my arms. Hadley wanted to watch Ninja Turtles. So, of course, hey, I'm reliving part of my childhood in a way. She was watching the newfangled Ninja Turtles. Not quite as good as the originals, but whatever. I was soaking it up anyway. And like I said, Hudson's asleep, and she's there like kissing him and bugging him. It's like, let him the hell alone. He is out. Let him be.
Lincoln does that same shit if Miles is asleep, and he's like, and I'm like, you poke him again, you're going to bed right now all night. I don't care what you say.
She drives me nuts. I just look at Kara, and it's like the attitude and the sass that girl has. I just look at Kara, it's like, that is you. That came from you. I had nothing to do with that.
Wait, see how the boy is.
Dude, right now he's real chilled and laid back. Like, unless Hadley's agitating him. Now, the past 2 days he's been a little bit of a terror, but normally you don't even know he's there half the time. It's almost like Dom, but in baby form. Like you don't know Dom's here 3/4 of the time.
That's funny.
Kai, what's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in, dude.
Man, I don't care how many times I look at that thumbnail, it still makes me laugh. Fucking creeper in the shower. I love it.
I was like, wait, the thumbnail, I got the thing. Okay, I got it.
Oh, so he eats all the pizza and drinks all the Coca-Cola.
Nathan, so the baby eats all the pizza. Nathan's still sore about the pizza ordeal. That will forever live in amongst our little group. The great pizza incident of the Oaks. Just think, Nathan, now there's another child to get everything screwed up with. So now you might not even get the couple of slices that you got.
Maybe this one will stay awake.
Dude, he was falling asleep at the barbecue.
I
You
know.
know, I was there talking. I looked over. He's like in his chair. I'm like, Dom. It's like, dude, get up, like socialize, find the partner and play cornhole or something. Like, come on, dude.
His cop sunglasses.
he looked like Maverick from Top Gun there.
Right.
Oh man, but you know what? It's funny. Like, I take him to the shows because it's nice to have the help. If I need to walk around or go to the bathroom, I've got somebody to watch the table. And at the end of the day, he always tells me, he goes, Dad, I had a lot of fun. You slept all day, Dom. Like, do you even know what happened? It's just, but hey, I enjoy him being there. I enjoy his help. I'm not gonna bitch. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna send Nathan a whole pizza, but just with one slice in it.
Oh. Scott says, will someone buy Nathan a pizza at the next show? Just for him. Which was even funnier because Dom took a slice over to Sharon. And Sharon's like, I guess kind of like, was this all that I get? One slice.
That was pretty funny.
Oh, it was just a whole debacle. It was funny though. Will says, I watched the original Top Gun last night to fall asleep to. What? Dude, the original Top Gun was amazing. I love that movie. Love the soundtrack even. The soundtrack gets me amped up. I love the Top Gun soundtrack. I'm not going to lie. I had it on cassette. I had it on CD. And now, since all those things are obsolete and you can't find anything to freaking play them,
nope.
I have it downloaded on my phone.
MP3.
Yeah. And the new Top Gun movie was really, really good too. I really enjoyed that. It's probably actually better than the original. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it was really good.
Not yet.
But anyway, back to snakes, dude. All right, let's talk about colubrids. Like, what are some of the challenges with colubrids, breeding them, and then on top of it, like the marketing aspect? Like, are they hard to sell, easy to move, that type of deal?
So the colubrids are actually, they're more organized and seasonal, I would say, than the ball pythons, because you can try to start breeding in October and have the majority of your clutches in, April, May, or June. But if you have a big enough collection, even if you don't have a big enough collection, you might have one that goes in March, and you might have one that goes in August or November. With ball pythons. With colubrids, it's like, this is how it is. So, most of them need a hibernation or brumation type period. They need a climate change. They need a cool down. So all the colubrids are in a whole separate room outside of the ball pythons and the boas. Since they're North American species, they really don't need a whole lot of heat. I do provide some extra heat on top of just the normal ambient. So that kind of gives them a seasonal type change as well. So they'll, you can put them down anywhere in the cooler months. That's the easiest thing to do because you can put them in the corner of your basement. The cool thing now with the Wilbanks incubator is that if you live in Florida and you have colubrids, now if you get that big boy, because you can't hibernate a northern pine snake in Florida, especially if you're in like Kike's territory, you're never going to get that thing down to 55 degrees, even in the dead of winter.
Tropical freaking people.
Exactly. you gotta put it in the incubator and set it to cool. So they need a good. They recommend 3 months of 55 degrees at least. So basically, leading up to your brumation, your hibernation period, you don't want to feed them like 2 to 3 weeks prior to that. You want to let them get all their food out and let them digest properly, because they can't digest properly when they're that cold. They can handle the cold, but they can't digest food. It'll just rot in them. It'll kill them. So you want to make sure they're pretty, you want to make sure they're cleaned out really good. And then, it's some people provide water for them, and I do on and off. But you think if a snake's 3 feet underground in a burrow, it's not going to be coming out of the burrow to get water in the middle of its hibernation. So I think if it's there, they'll take advantage of it. But I think if it's not there, it's not going to be the end of the world for them. I think, I think they'll be fine, because think about it. In northern Minnesota, where the bull snakes are, do you think they're going to come out of a gopher den or whatever out there to get a drink of water when there's 2 foot of snow in the middle of winter? No.
Hell no.
They're not going to be able to move.
Although I have been up in the mountains hunting, and this was a couple years ago. They were still on the ground. I found a green frog, like an American green frog, and a salamander in the snow, out and about. Blew my freaking mind. So
salamanders are very, very cold. I guess they'd be amphibian, right? They are really cold. They can handle very cold temperatures. And then frogs are just weird. Frogs are a whole different thing, man. There's some frogs that like will freeze, like literally just freeze solid, and then fall out in the spring and like nothing happened.
Oh,
so yeah, it's pretty wild. So like they need to be cooled down, so they go away. They're kind of easier to keep. So in the beginning of November, they go in the corner of the basement. I don't worry about them for November, December, January. To the beginning of February, I don't bring them out around Valentine's Day. So I might even let them go an extra couple weeks. And I let them go a little bit longer this year, because last year I had a couple slugs and just some eggs that went bad. And I don't know if it's because I didn't cool them long enough, or they didn't get cool enough, or if it was feeding issues. So I kind of just, tweaked a little bit things here and there, and I'm experimenting a little bit. So I left them out a little bit longer. But then you bring them out and you just warm them up slowly. Each week, you kind of give them an extra half hour of daylight in their cages, because their cages are on a timer. So their days are real short in the spring. And then as it comes in, their days get longer and longer and longer until you hit a 15, 16-hour daylight day or whatever. And then as the days get longer, I increase their heat too. So I'll take them when they come out. They float between 55 and 60, and then in a couple of weeks I'll take them up to like 65. And another couple of weeks they'll go up to like 68, give or take. And then that, as the weather gets warmer, the basement does heat up a little bit warmer, but then their heat stays on a little bit longer too. So I'll put their heat on for like 3 hours during the day. So I just cycle it, and they just do their thing. It's pretty simple. I put the males in, and every 3 days pull them out, and they need to get fed a lot more though. They're very food driven.
Well, they're also a lot more active though too than
correct. They're all constantly
and stuff. So they got to burn through the calories like crazy.
Yep. Oh, they do. They eat, and like 36 hours later, there's a nasty pile of disgusting, smelly. It's bad. It's worse than ball python food.
Now, is it worse than a blood python though?
Size wise, no, but smell, yeah. Blood python.
Oh, is it?
Smell, yeah. Oof.
Oh, okay.
So then, they go through their cycle, and I mean, I should be getting eggs from them any time now, and their eggs are interesting. The pine snakes are real long and oval eggs, and like bulls are a little bit more like ping pong like, but they're pretty neat. And they only incubate at 82 degrees, so I have a whole another incubator set up for them, and they take about 60 days, give or take, about the same as balls. Sometimes I'll hatch a little earlier.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much them in a spiel. So you actually get like 3 months off from feeding them. So it's kind of cool. 3 months you don't have to take care of them.
Well, I mean, for me at least, most of my males during breeding season, even the ones that aren't getting paired, a lot of them still go off food just because of the pheromones in. So I get a couple months where I'm saving on the food bill too.
And it's nice for the focus too, because you're focusing on your ball pythons October, November. And in that time, I'm putting them bad boys away. So I don't have to worry about them. I can focus on the balls. And then come February, March, the ball pythons aren't winding down. But by then you kind of know about halfway through what your season's going to happen. So then I can focus a lot of attention out there to be swapping them in and out and pairing them up. So it works out. It kind of goes hand in hand. Still a lot, though.
Now, do you think that the colubrid market is hot and heavy? Do you think it's kind of slow? Because I mean, there's a lot of different species in that whole
A lot. Generic.
lump sum there.
That family. I feel like I couldn't keep the bull snakes long enough. Bull snakes flew. I mean, I did a trade at one show for like 10 bull snakes. It was a trade, but still, I mean, I think he was planning on buying, but we worked a deal out because he's a local guy to trade.
I
But
think
yeah,
that's the roadshow that I was vending beside you, I think.
probably, yeah, yep.
I think I remember that.
But other than that, I mean, people weren't batting an eye and spending, $400 on a multi recessive, bull snake, a blizzard and they're still selling for that. I mean, some are even listed higher than that. It's crazy some of the prices. I mean, you got to think logical. Like, some people are just ridiculous with their prices, but that's their opinion. It's their animal. They can sell for what they want to. But I know what goes into it. I some of them are atrocious, but when you have a 4-gene bull snake, it's a 4-gene recessive. I mean, how many quad recessive ball pythons do you know of?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck finding one.
Quintuplets in the bull snakes, and they're only selling for $600. It's still a 5 recessive gene animal. Like, that's still crazy. So,
now what are the, like, as far as the values, if you were to hit, say, just a normal, what's the, like, is the depreciation as bad as what it is like with the ball pythons, or is it not nearly as bad?
Yeah, probably a normal bull snake. I mean, you like $30-$40 probably for it.
Oh, okay.
But if you have like a normal female that's 100% head albino, 100% head hypo, 60% head white-sided, xanthic, and patternless, so she's really so multi-head, 66 for a couple of them, but she's got to prove at least one of them. You could probably get $200.
Okay, that's
because you could raise her up and breed her to a male that's visual for whatever she's heterozygous for to try to prove her out. You know what I mean? So it's not too bad. And bull snakes are pretty cool. They get a decent size. That's the one that hissed really loud at you. What's up, Billy?
What's up, Billy? Thanks for tuning in tonight, brother. Good to see you in the chat. Clint, what's up as well? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Greatly appreciate it.
So they're fun. Bull snakes are cool, but I mean, they're just it's a different animal, different species. They're fun, definitely.
I know what I loved when I was over there doing that facility tour, because I think it was the bull snakes, had so much personality. Like, they're one that, like, God, they sound like it's hell on freaking earth if you piss them off. Like,
she was that was that one girl that came hissing, and she was all up at the screen. I got a baby here I can put up on screen.
All right, yeah. Billy, Billy, I agree with you, dude. I keep I tell everybody in our group chat, and I always do a spiel for Husbandry Pro on every live, but we do need to get you to have some Husbandry Pro there. Let me flip flop this here real quick, Chris. Hold on 1 second.
So it's just a normal female bull snake.
I like on how it goes from, like, the pattern in the front is dark, and then it really blushes out, and then it gets dark again.
So, but she's like a multi-head. She's heterozygous for all kinds of stuff. But that's just your normal bull snake. Just a simple brownish color. Show vibrator tail. I don't know if you can see it. They try to mimic a rattlesnake. See how it's vibrating?
Yep.
So, like,
that's just
in the leaves and the brush, that'll mimic a rattlesnake. So, if anything, you'll just walk away from her. And then next to the fences, she'll just start hissing really loud. But she's pretty chill. She's not hissing. I'll get out my males. I have an xanthic and I have an albino patternless. So you can kind of see how the morphs change.
Billy, thank you so much, dude. Billy, You're part of the reason I even got this badass setup behind me right now, dude. So thank you very much for that. Very
At least
generous birthday
he
gift.
does. He does so much for everybody, and it's so greatly appreciated. So greatly.
He does, and it is, man. Oh, look at that.
Albino patternless. A little bit of poop on him right there, but
We won't judge you for it, Chris. It's hard to keep snakes that are that color clean.
Hey, I can't help him if he's into pooping on himself. That's all his thing.
I say, yeah, hey, some people like that. Some people like that.
So he was pretty cool. He was a holdback, so he's a visual albino, visual patternless. But being patternless, it's hard to tell if he's hypo or white-sided. He's definitely heterozygous, all those traits, but it's hard to visually see it on a patternless background,
Yeah.
And then we have we held back an Exanthic.
Oh, now you're speaking my language.
I'm pretty sure he's hypo, but I'm not positive. I think he is because he's super clean, but I mean, he's like just the direct opposite of that guy, like almost lavender, just creamy white.
I like that, man. That is just freaking. That's a badass looking snake right there. And yes, everybody, it's because it's Exanthic, but to me, that thing looks freaking badass.
And I believe this to be the Miami Exanthic line, but I'm not positive. There's two lines of Exanthic. There's a Miami and there's a Bow. I'm pretty sure this is Miami. I didn't even know my male was het Exanthic, so this was a pleasant surprise. And the same thing with the patternless. I didn't know my male was het patternless. So we lucked out last year with bull snakes. There was a female I wanted to keep, but you can't keep them all, right?
No, you can't. That's where I'm gonna have a hard time getting rid of some of the Exanthics I produced this year, dude. Like
I could produce more this year, so
that het clown test is what's gonna make or break what stays and what goes. But it's really gonna suck. I'll tell you what's gonna happen right now, because I need the pastel Exanthic male to be the one that's got the het clown and not the zebra bee male. I will guarantee you what tests out to be het clown will be that freaking zebra bee male. I guarantee you, because the female I need to pass the one that doesn't have spider for is because the female's the spider double het Exanthic clown. So you know how that's gonna go in my favor on that one. It's not gonna freaking happen.
Perfect.
Rob said that he thinks I should go to your house and set up Husbandry Pro for all your snakes.
Whew. There's been talks about that.
If you would get it, Chris, Nathan and I'm gonna throw Nathan in here on this one too, because he's gonna help me out with this. Nathan and I will both come to your house and we will tackle your whole collection.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God. I don't know what I would do without Husbandry Pro, in all honesty. I've got so many things that I've gotten to the point where I don't like doing huge feedings one or two nights a week. So it's like I've got little sporadic feedings all throughout the whole week. I come down, I feed off 5-6 snakes, and so that way if they don't eat, then I just move on to what would be the next night. Yep. But it helps me, I just know who needs to be fed. It gives me the notifications, gives me what I need to lay out to thaw, the pairing reminders. I don't know how Billy would have been doing what he does before Husbandry Pro even. I don't know how any of you guys, you got the Post-it notes, I guess, but what happens if a note falls off? Or you have people over and they screw with your notes.
They try to screw with your tags.
Yeah. Nathan says, "Good luck, I offered."
I'm working. Don't worry, it'll happen eventually. I'm holding out a little bit. I want to see what happens with Morph Market over these next couple months to a year. I want to see what they imply.
Well, and we can actually we'll jump ahead a little bit since we're kind of on that whole topic anyway.
Segue.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on with what's going on with Morph Market and some of the stuff that Billy, I used to have hair.
And then he had Husbandry Pro.
Yes, and then Husbandry Pro came along and
Will my hair grow back, Billy, if I get Husbandry Pro?
Ken Primal Scales, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in. But like, what's your thoughts on how Morph Market is going? And then on like, because for me, I don't like navigating Morph Market anymore. Like, it used to be very user friendly from a cell phone. Now I haven't tried doing it on my computer really, other than to like list animals quick. But on my cell phone, like you used to go to ball pythons, you had the whole list of all the genetics, you clicked on what you wanted, and boom, there you were. Now, like, I just don't like how it's set up now.
Jeremy, we're getting old.
Damn it, Chris, you're not supposed to start with that.
We don't like change.
That is true, yes.
We like what we know. We don't want to change. It's funny you bring it up because on the way home from North Carolina, I'm in a car for 8 hours, and all of a sudden now I get car sick. So I'm on my phone and I'm getting so frustrated. I'm like, this effing Morph Market, I can't find anything. I can't navigate around here. There's a bunch of crap, and this is like 6 days of, just spending with, in-laws, but it was beautiful. It was relaxing. And now I'm coming home back to reality and I'm trying to like get back in touch with things, and I'm stressing out. And I'm like, I can't work this stupid app. And I took a deep breath and I figured it out. It's just a different way of searching, and it is a little bit more of a pain, but you got to play with it. It's like when you get a new phone. You know nothing about that phone. You got to play with it for a couple of days. It's a new app. When you get an update on your phone, everything's different. You got to play with it again. So just surf around a little bit, give it a chance. I don't like how it changed either, but you can still find out what you need to find out. You just got to jump through some more hoops, I feel like.
Well, Nathan here saying click the ball pythons, then click home to the left. All right, Nathan.
So maybe that'll take you.
I don't normally. Chris lost his lights. I don't normally like playing on my phone during a live stream, but this is for
the benefit of the live stream.
This is for the benefit, just to, not that I don't trust your brother, but here it's thinking, son of a bitch, he's right.
It doesn't just go right to the back.
If you like the old way to navigate this, do what Nathan just said here. When you click on the ball pythons, click home to the left. It's up in the top left corner. Click on home, and it gives you your normal thing. Okay. Thanks, Nathan. I appreciate it, brother. You're the greatest.
What would you do with him? He's such a genius. Just click home, you retard.
Dude, there was something I found out. Oh, it was with Husbandry Pro. Is with the you could like change the colors of the bins on your racks for Husbandry Pro, so that you have your color set for males, females, and when you look at your racks, you can see basically how female, male heavy you are, all that stuff, and what's where.
Tech support.
And Nathan is my tech support guy, which is absolutely hilarious. He really is. But I called him up. I was like, dude, I telling him all about this new feature. He legit left me go and go get all of my excitement out. He goes, Jeremy, you've been able to do that for like months. I'm like, freaking really? It's like, he like legit left me go on a rant for like 5 minutes on how great this was and how revolutionary and groundbreaking and dude, it's been like that for a while now, man. We're like, where were you at? It's just like, damn it.
Well, he let you shine. He let you get your joy.
He did. Like, yeah, Nathan is my tech support, though. But, all right, well, now I can't really bitch too much about the new design of Morph Market since Nathan just just went here. Oh, well, here's how you can navigate your old way. But at the same time, I think like it sounds like there's some things starting to move into that slot, though. Like, as far like, I know Husbandry Pros, they have their store, and at some point I want to get Billy on to talk about more of some of the things that we have coming up, maybe with it, and plus get Robert on again too. But
Yeah, I'm sure
I
there.
think there's some things going on with the store that are going to be, I don't want to say replacing Morph Market, but acting as a form of Morph Market to an extent.
Yep.
And then I also heard there was another one I heard about. I forget the name of it though, but apparently that they're trying to fire something up too.
Reptipost.
That's it. Yes, Reptipost.
Yep. They've been around for a while.
Kind of curious as to what's all going to go on. Jim says if there was a better app, I would boycott Morph Market so they fix the button. You're right, Scott. You're right, man. But no, like, even like right now, like, I navigate everybody. Like, I don't navigate them to my Morph Market. I navigate them to my Husbandry Pro store. I just want to see if I can't get it to get some traction. Mm-hmm. And I think the other big piece of it is, yes, and it integrates with your Husbandry Pro as well. Yes, which is great. If they go to the store on Husbandry Pro, then they can access your incubator, and then they can see what's cooking. They can get on wait lists. Like, I know Morph Market's got something similar.
Yeah,
but
they do.
Like you said, like it's that whole change thing, and I've watched different videos like Brian Cusco put out on going through how to do different things on it. It's like, man, that sounds too freaking complicated. Like, I learned the Husbandry Pro thing now. It's like, I'm good with that. It's like, I don't need to learn to confuse myself again.
No, absolutely.
But do you think like anything's gonna like where do you think Morph Market's gonna go? Do you think they're gonna go anywhere? Someone's gonna dethrone it?
I think you're always gonna have people that are gonna come and go and not agree with, people who are either running it or own it. But I don't know. I don't think somebody's just gonna buy a business to not make it better or make it more valuable, so to speak. I mean, that would be a silly business venture to me.
That'd be an investment.
Yeah, unless somebody just had stupid money and wanted to destroy an industry. But I don't think Darian seems like that kind of guy. But you never know. But I just think it's going to take time. I think some things are going to change, but I think for the better is his focus. I mean, he is focusing on the sellers, but not as much as the customers. So he focuses on the customers and gets more customers. Then in one hand, he is focusing on us because that's what we need, realistically. Sure. And to be quite frank, if you don't follow the rules and the guidelines, then he's not going to tolerate it, which for us that do follow the rules and put a lot of pride into our animals and raise healthy animals and sell animals that are well fed and, stand behind our guidelines and our store policies and, not these fly by night people or even people that have been around for 15 years that just have poor practices or just, who knows, poor husbandry or just poor store policies. There's been a few people that just their store policies say one thing, but then when it came down to it, something happened. And these are people that have been in the industry for 15 plus years. And I don't think he's going to tolerate it. And cool, I'm all right with that. Get rid of the guys that leave sour taste in people's mouths that, you know what I mean? And they make a purchase from somebody and it was their first purchase because the guy's a big name, but the customer service was crap and the animal was sick. Then that could turn them off forever. They might never come back into the industry. And we don't need that. And if he's going to try to, on a good term, keep track of that and weed out the bad, then, if he wants to knock out a couple of people on legit reasons, I'm not saying if he's got personal beef with somebody from 15 years ago that did better with him than breeding, back then he should not hold grudges. I don't. That's not business, and that's not what adults do. Adults
Exactly.
adults talk about things, whether you have a difference. Let's talk about it. I don't care whether you agree with me or not. I don't have to agree with you, but we can talk about it. So I think if he stays in that type of lane with it and gets rid of the people that are just selling maybe sick animals or whatever and misidentified things on Morph Market too. There's a lot more of that on there. So if they could work better with that, or maybe just kind of talk to the people and help them out, maybe if it's that blatant, of a thing, because at the end of the day, if it to knock some of those bullshit sellers out, that helps us. You know what I mean? There's plenty of us coming in.
And I know, like, I was with the gene ID stuff, like I always like I do my best. I try to ID everything to the best of my abilities. But it's like Ozzy said, it's an educated guess into what you're seeing is going on.
Theoretical ID.
Yeah, I mean, until you breed it out and you prove it out, like, there's no 100% guarantee that you're gonna. If you say that there's 5 genes in there, well, something might be masking something else to make it look, there's always that room for error. Mm-hmm. And I think that people also have to be understanding about that too, that there's, we're only human. We're not genetically testing them to
yet.
Yes, yet. Give it time. I'm sure that's the next thing. You'll have gene ID for every freaking thing.
Oh yeah. In about 3 years, we're probably gonna have tests for everything.
You think?
Sooner, I bet. I mean, they don't need a whole lot of tests. Did you listen? Do you watch RGI's podcast at all?
No.
I
didn't even know they had a podcast.
Yeah, check them out. They're only about 4 episodes in, but watch RGI's podcast. It's pretty good. Watch them, and then Dr. Joe, King of Pythons, just had one on with he had Charlie on, and he had Hannah on, and he had Tommy from Inky Cloud and him, and they did like a genetics for dummies, and they kind of all talked about the different ways and how the tests are done, and it's really not that expensive. There's going to be a lot of things happening in the next couple of years. Less than that. I bet you over the next year it's going to be, more than you think. So yeah, try to visit those. They were pretty good. It's really going to blow your mind.
So I'll have to check that out. I didn't know RGI had a thing.
Yeah, his are pretty good. Dr. Ben, I forget what his last name is.
Now, is that the guy that's the guy, the place that does do the actual testing?
Yeah, he's the guy that works with Clutch and Morph Market on the testing. That's him.
Okay.
RGI, Rare Genetics Inc., I think.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I know if Charlie can't get the cloud stuff figured out in time, or I say figured out, but whatever the thing he's got to get done in time, the expensive part is coming up with the test. I bet. Okay, yeah, I bet that. Yes. Because I know he's working on the clown stuff. But I definitely, I got to figure out what I got as ASAP, just so that way I know. So those are some, if I'm going to let something go, that those Exantics are going to be some of the top selling animals that I have for shows. So.
Right. Yeah, they're working on them. So yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where it goes. Just, I don't know, the genetic testing thing, I know when I got that NG Yellow Belly Asphalt tested there through RGI, and right before I got my results, they pulled the testing. The issues. It just, man, it left a slight sour taste in my mouth.
It kicked you right in the nuts.
Well, it did, because it's kind of like I got the test back and it said, it was negative for asphalt, so it was, saying that it was yellow belly then. And it's like, well, you just pulled the testing a couple weeks, a week or two before I got my results.
Right.
It's like, how can I really trust the result you're giving me here? Like it, man. And plus, they pulled I think they pulled the asphalt. They pulled Ultramel.
Yeah, Ultramel. Yeah.
I think that was it that they pulled at that all at one shot. It's just like, man, it scared the hell out of me. And luckily, Nathan hooked me up. I got that male's brother, so now I don't need to worry about if anything's Yellow Belly or Asphalt because I know I've got a copy of Asphalt now. Jaffe, what's up? Thank you, dude.
Jaffe, man.
Will says, Charlie, are we talking 1K, 2K, or 3K to get testing done to even be able to test genes?
So like the next one, my man, Scott.
Scott, I used to like you, dude. I really used to like you. But, man, it's not my fault. You guys just cannot accept greatness. Like, it hurts to see, like, somebody must have beat you guys really, really bad as children.
Oh, boy.
Shoot. No, I love y'all. Even though you guys give me shit about TSK, I love yous.
I'm sure they could too, Will. I believe it.
What? I'm sure we come together to get certain genes able.
Yeah.
I like what could be worse. Scott could be VPI. Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Charles says, yeah, it really depends on how you do it. There are a few ways to go about it. All right. Which we'll find everybody. Charlie is going to be next week's guest. So we will be able to dive all into the genetic testing stuff. Adam says, fun show, guys. Got to run. Exhausted from a lot of work. A good thing. I can't wait to hang out in person. See you soon.
Yeah, man.
Adam, and we'll catch you on Tuesday night, everybody. Make sure you go check out Adam at Proper Royals.
Adam, shoot me a message. Let me know if you found anybody for Tuesday night.
Will says MJ or bust.
That's right. See, smart man right there, Jeremy.
The
shitty kind, TSK.
Better than the very poor interpretation there, Nathan.
Very poor interpretation, yes. Oh, great. What's MJ stand for?
Lord only knows what we can come up with that one. That one's kind of that might be a little bit hard. We'll let Danny figure that one out. Danny will come up with something for that one for sure. Let's see here. Out of all the species you're working with, dude, because we're actually at like 2 hours, so we'll go a little bit longer if you're all right with it.
Yeah.
But out of all the species you're working with, what sells the best? What species you have to work a little bit harder to sell?
I think the bulls sold the best this year. I think overall number wise though, I guess you would have to say like the ball python sold the best because you figure I don't know the exact number. I'll have to look at my book as far as like exact ball pythons and then the colubrids on top of it, but for the amount of ball pythons I produced, I sold more. You know what I'm saying? So like colubrids, I might only produced 50, and they sold pretty good. But ball pythons, I produced like 300, and I only have like 25 left. So, it's hard to say what sold best. I think everything kind of just gradually just liquidated its way out. But the bull stinks definitely. We're quick to go.
Okay.
This year they were. The Mexican Black Kings had a lot of interest in them too.
I've heard that a lot of people do like the Mexican Black King snakes. Like, is there a certain reason why?
They stay a little bit smaller. They're jet black. They stay a little bit smaller. You got to work with them too, though. If you don't work with them, they just they will not urate on you, but definitely musk you.
Okay.
What's up, Derek? You're
What
not
up,
late.
D? What up, Derek?
Started. Oh,
Plus, didn't you get one of your snakes came from your Mexican black king snake? Well, who did that come from? Your what?
It originally came from our buddy Yancey, but it was Nathan and Sharon's.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was Nathan or if it was John and Christine.
No, so Danny got the female, but then I think maybe Danny sold it to John and Christine, but Nathan had the male, and I already had a trio, but I felt like my male was a little small, but I was a little nervous to put him in there in case the females were going to eat him, so I got the male from Nathan, so then I just used him as backup.
Oh, okay.
They're not that bad, Kike. The one I did get occasionally, if you startle him, he will a little bit. But the ones I raise from babies do not muskle me at all. They don't even bite me. So the way that you handle that blood and raise Victoria, you will not have a problem raising a Mexican Black King to be tamed. Not at all. So, Nathan got them for Yancey. So, correction. So he got them for somebody, and then I don't know if he didn't want them or what happened there.
Maybe he got tired of being musked.
The one I did get for them, he is a little bit of a jerk, but he's pretty chill. He's all right. He get me. What's up, Luke?
Yeah, Luke, what's up? Thanks for tuning in, bro. Now, do you think, are the blood pythons a little bit harder of a sell since they're known to be nippy and all that stuff, or do they seem just because of the colors, the fact that you get that big beefy snake in a smaller package, does that kind of seem to overshine the stereotypical nipping baby aspect of it, or
yes and no. I think a lot of people get ball pythons for a couple of years, and some get bored and they want something with a little bit more personality and agility. Not agility. Let's not say that.
Agility and blood pythons are not good together, Chris. At all.
Personality and maybe more size, I guess. Because they watch you, you can see them thinking, but they'll strike from any angle. They don't care. I think they want to experience something different, so I think that's what kind of ventures them into that. But I don't think they were harder to sell. They sold good last year. I had 2 left, 1 sold at the picnic, and I have 1 left out of a bunch of 9, so it wasn't too bad. But I didn't really push them real hard either. I had them on Morph Market, but so I think they went fairly well. A lot of people looking at them, and like I said, it's something that a lot of people eventually migrate over to from the ball pythons, just because they get bigger, and a lot of people are breeding their own rats too. So if they have those, extra larges, they could use a blood python or a nice big boa to get rid of those rats.
That's very true. I didn't think about that. And that's part of the reasons why I liked having the carpets, just because anything that, in my original thought, anything that didn't get eaten, the carpets would be the disposal units. And it was backfiring for the first couple of years until Chris got the one. Yeah, got him on the rats. At the time, we thought it was her, but got him on the rats.
Got him on the rats.
Dude, I have no idea how you even had the patience to do that shit. I was sitting there, I'm just like, man, just give up. It's okay. It's okay. We can admit defeat, and you did not give up, dude. You got him to take it.
Gotta be persistent, brother.
Dude, I still have to send something for him. For whatever reason, he'll want it scented again. It's just like, man, whatever.
As old as he is, I'm surprised he's even trying it. You know what I mean? I'm surprised he went, because, dude, it's how long he had to have been 5 years old at least, and that's all he knew.
When we switched him, he would have been 3.
And you had him from a baby?
I had him from a year old.
Okay.
So from when he was hatched, he would have, to when we got him to switch, he was in that 3-year range.
Okay, I thought he was a little bit older. But still, though, 3 years of the same rodent, it's It's tough. It's tough to break habits.
Yeah.
Dude,
Every once in a while, like I said, every once in a while I have to scent still. Not often, but now he's doing this really stupid thing. He'll strike it, coil it, drop it, and then he goes around the cage like looking like where'd this thing go that I just had, and then he locates it, and then he freaking wails it on the ground and yanks it up into his branches and coils it. Then it's just like, why didn't you just hold on to it the first damn time? Like,
it's a show.
dude, like it scared me because like I was doing something else, and all of a sudden I hear this loud thud, and I look up, and this rat's all of a sudden coiled up again. It's like, jeez, man.
And quite frankly, at this point, it's not a female, so he doesn't need to eat rats. You don't need to put weight on him. You just need him to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So,
he only gets. I'm only feeding him smalls like every 2 weeks, so I dropped him back down. I'm not throwing the mediums at him really anymore. I just a nice small, and you know how big Rick's smalls are for the most part. I mean, they're
big as mine. I know.
They're taints. They're taints.
Mediums. Taint sounds dirty. Taint sounds dirty.
Well, dude, that's the whole funny of it all. My little hint of dirtiness there. A little hint of dirtiness.
Might as well call him the Grundle.
Everybody, if you guys have any questions for Chris, feel free to drop them in the chat as well. As Phil says, schmediums. Definitely do not hesitate to drop any questions down there for Chris. Shows or morph market, Chris, which works best for you?
Oh, man. Depends on the price of the snake. I think shows like 500 and below, things to sell for, and you can network with people and maybe make some good trades. Or if you talk to a breeder about something, you might be able to get a good deal on selling them a snake that might be worth a couple grand or something like that, or a good trade like that. Morph market was weird this year, man. I'd drop like 40 animals on, and I'd have tons of hits, and I'd sell some, and then I'd run specials, and I'd sell some. But it was I don't know, it was hit and miss. I had a lot of I'm gonna get these 6. What can you do on these 6? What can you get on these? I had a guy come pick 21 up, 21 ball pythons up. I wholesaled maybe 20 at a show. So, it was different avenues to take, and they all went different ways. Did some trades. I traded some stuff with Big D. I traded a few people. So I'd say that for me, it was kind of like equal parts shows and morph market.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
1 second here. I'm trying to.
But I did ship more. I shipped a lot more animals this year. So I think morph market definitely took the cake, though. Next show.
There is something, man. Something's all messed up with my freaking Instagram. Derek the link because he has some questions. Derek, here, hold on. Yeah, Rob wants to know what's your next show. Probably Gettysburg, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because unfortunately, Oaks has the same weekend, July 15th. Oaks next show. It's the same thing. Yeah.
And what the hell is it with all these shows picking the same freaking weeks?
Messed up. Yeah, and I already have tables for Gettysburg, so that's where we'll be. We'll be out at Gettysburg.
Because that happened this weekend, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I forget where the other one was, though.
You had Lebanon and you had York.
Lebanon. Okay.
Like, for me, they're both 30 minutes away. I'm like right smack dab in the middle of the two of them.
After that, I think it's September Oaks. Once babies start rolling in, I might do some other shows. I might squeeze in a Lebanon or a Carlisle or something like that. Try to get an all Maryland circuit show. I don't know. We'll see. If I have the inventory, I'll go. But we'll see. So yeah, we'll be at Gettysburg. Speaking of Gettysburg, you have your table already?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm guaranteed a table just because of the sponsorship deal.
Okay. If you know anybody looking for a table, let me know. I got extra tables. I was hoping they were going to give me an end cap, but I'm not sure if she will. So I got extra tables, hoping I was going to end cap because I was on an end cap last time with the
Yeah.
2 tables I had. So I got 4, hoping I could get the whole end cap. So we'll see. But the reason I got that was because people were at the other show that was that weekend. I think St. Louis or something was that weekend.
Oh, okay.
So now she's like, well, if the regulars come back, they get their original. So we'll see where I go. So if you know anybody looking for a table, I got tables available.
Derek wants to know what made you want to go with multiple species instead of focusing on one.
Because my brain, like I want to keep going. I want to keep that challenge. I like to be challenged. I don't, ball pythons are easy to me, kind of, because it's just been done so much. I've done so many years. I mean, you can always have things come up. Mother Nature's always going to do something and screw things up. You can't control that, but just to have that accomplishment of other species is kind of where I'm at. Plus, you don't get pigeon-toed into something, kind of like how the market hit with ball pythons this year slowed down. To me, the boas and the colubrids, everything still sold pretty good. So I still had animals going out the door. It wasn't like my sales just iced up because one species slowed down.
That's
true. It'd be like if you just bred retics and Lacey-ack hit you, you can't sell across state lines. Well, if you bred retics, boas, bloods, and balls, then you would at least have 4 other species to help. Okay, I'm still selling. I'm still making an income. What's, now what do I do with these retics? So that's kind of where I went with it. And like I said, I love the challenge. I love the challenge of breeding new species. I love that, seeing that new head of something I've never produced before pop out, and to be like, I made that. I helped accomplish that. The animals and Mother Nature did all that. They created that. That's what this beautiful Mother Earth is. But I mimicked things. I made it hot. I made it cold. I fed that animal a lot. I made that male in there. I provided the habitat and the atmosphere for that thing to produce offspring. And that's what gets me every time with the new species, just to see that new thing, come out of its embryonic sac and take its first breath of air, or just pip the egg, or just cut the egg. They barely pip anything barely pips around here.
No, dude, day 55 for me, man. And lately this year, it has been like I don't even get to hit day 55 and stuff is pipping. So it's I haven't been complaining about it. It's been nice, but it screws up some things because a lot of friends like to come over and be there for the egg cuttings. Mm-hmm. So I always tell them, all right, day 55 is this. We'll plan on you guys coming over for that. And religiously, it's like this year's been 2 to 3 days early every freaking clutch so far. So we'll see what the carpets do, because this will be the first time hatching something other than a ball python.
Mm-hmm. They might be right on time, maybe a little slower. That's crazy. My first clutch, I waited till 56, and they took a little while to come out the egg, but last year, man, 54. I was cutting everything at 54. So this year I'm waiting to 56. So I'll see what the difference is. But the temperature changes in the incubator too sometimes, as that thing gets more full clutches, it gets a couple of degrees warmer in up there. And I rotate. So when a new clutch comes in, they go up. They just cycle up to the top. And so they get hotter as things go on. So they might start hatching earlier. We'll see. But once one pips, whether it's day 52 or 58, then the rest are getting cut.
I know for me, this year, a clutch goes in and a clutch comes out. Like I went and did the improvements to the incubator, figuring I'd get, would have basically everything all at one lump sum or close to it. But it's been like one goes in and one comes out. It's just like been a nice cycle. This will be, if this girl drops, when this girl drops, that's due. It'll be the first time there's been 2 clutches in there for more than like a week together.
That's like the perfect season, man. You had like perfect season.
Oh,
I hope next year they all lay within like 5 days of each other.
Well, here's the funny thing though. Like from now on, like this girl's due to lay now. Like she was due like yesterday. Next Sunday, I've got another clutch due. The week after that, I've got another clutch due. And then I think 2 weeks after that, I've got the last clutch of the season due. So it's like now all of a sudden we're piling up real quick. But I mean, this beginning, it was a nice little, ease on into everything. Plus a very, very freaking early season too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
very freaking early.
Super early.
Because I've got, you figure most of Clutch 1's already sold. I've got 2 babies left.
Nice.
And so anybody that's looking for male, they're just 2 normals, but they're male, double het, TSK Exantic, Desert Ghost, let me know. One's ready to go. The other one's being a slight pain in the ass, but we're working on him. But the other one, God, you can't even get into the freaking tub with the pup, and he's always smashing it. It's like, Jesus.
That's wonderful. That's the way you want them.
Scott says definitely more. He agrees, definitely more exciting breeding other species and opens up your market.
Oh yeah.
Derek says, okay, you like the dip your stick and everything. But what would you say is something solid to keep your dipstick in?
My wife. Nah, what you enjoy, because at the end of the day, man, you gotta really enjoy it in order to be full-fledged in it. And I feel out of all the species right now that I work with, I'm always gonna have pines. I think I'm always gonna have some sort of pine snake in the collection, definitely, because I genuinely just enjoy them.
But see, and I think that's like, I enjoy the ball pythons, but man, I could see like these suckers right here behind me. I think they're gonna be like basically my pine. Like the pines are for you. Like they're gonna be that one species that just drives me and just keeps going. Like it's gonna be hard to let anything go. I can see it now, even though basically everything's already gone. But, I mean, it's like I can't wait to get more and more of these.
Are you even allowed to keep any more of them?
Am I allowed to keep any more of them? Well, Kara doesn't know. What do you mean, honey?
You're banging on the ceiling. Boom, 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 boom.
She got on me. She asked me about this Exantic clutch. She goes, so how many are you going to sell out of this? She goes, oh, wait, let me guess. You're not going to sell any, are you? You're going to keep every single one, aren't you? Yes. I was like, no, I have to sell some because I've got things I need to purchase this year. And she's like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. It's just like, damn it, my wife knows me too good. So I tried to explain to her the whole holding things back and all that stuff.
And growing.
Yeah, and she doesn't believe me. She still thinks I'm going to hold everything back.
That's why she didn't get you when you said you're going to sell to buy something else. She didn't get you on that.
No, because see, she does understand the fact that like right now I have like 0 extra room. I've got room for babies right now, but I've got to get the rack situation fixed here because I need more 55-40 space. I need more 50-20 space. But I think the 55-40s are definitely the big need. I'm going to probably all but max out the 55-40 rack with this next order. Just that way I got all the space. Mm-hmm. And then I was going to get not the mini 130, but ARS advertised it was like the half rack of the 130.
Okay. But
when I went to their site, they don't have it listed yet. So I'm waiting. What's that?
You just buy the base frame and buy 5 or 6 levels.
Oh, you mean of the see, yeah. But the 130 is so freaking wide. I'd have to look at the measurements. It looks like it's wider than the 1065, though. It might not be.
I think it is. Oh, okay. Maybe not.
I'm trying to do the math because you figure those.
Not sure.
10 series, 130 tubs are basically 2 make up a 10 series tub. It might be about the same size. I don't know. But anyway, the half rack of the mini 130 really appealed to me. But so I'd like to get that, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to just call ARS and ask them what's going on with that.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna go. I like that 130, but it doesn't hold enough. I can fit 100 and like I forget what Ed's built me, but it's like the FB5 layout. But I can fit like it's like I don't know. It's an insane amount of numbers. I have 130. It's like almost 200 in the same area, or it's over 200. It's ridiculous, and I need that. I need to like be able to house over 300 hatchlings if I have a solid year. So at 130 wouldn't really get me anywhere. I have 104 now, and 103. That's 234. It just wouldn't work.
See, that's Nathan and I had talked about that even too. Was that you can fit more in one of those PVC racks?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you figure then the babies are like, for the most part, what I would be throwing into that, like it would be all the hatchlings, but more, you know, what my holdbacks I'd be throwing into the 1065 rack anyway.
Right.
And basically all that 130, we'll just say, would be housing would be the stuff that's for sale.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, this year I definitely got to plan some things differently because like I ran into a situation last year where I had so many babies because I didn't spend the right amount of time on marketing and moving them that I ended up with a bunch of babies that were too big to wholesale. You know, most wholesalers won't take babies over 175 grams. So
really?
That's you know, that's a strong fed 5-month-old, if not close sooner. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got jammed up there. Luckily, there was a local guy, but I mean, you know, some of your single gene stuff you got to wholesale it. When you're talking that many numbers, you got that many mouths to feed. But now with them FB5s, like they're not going to be able to get big enough. Like they're going to be ready for wholesale as soon as they're established. You know, after 5 meals, only if they're not, you know, leftover, you know, single gene, double gene, or something that just doesn't work with the project, you know, and it's not going to sell at your table at a store or be worth it to hold on to for 3 months. You know what I mean?
Well, now, how do you figure, like, what's your guidelines as to what you're going to wholesale and what you're going to attempt to put the time in to sell at the show or list?
You know, it's kind of like what's around at the time. Like last year, I had so many waves of so many babies. I mean, there was one day where I cut like 8 clutches in one day because they were all like 4 days off. So, you know, we'll just cut them all. So then they were all coming out in the same time period. So I had a batch of like 45, 50 snakes that were all coming out of the egg at the same time. So it's a lot easier to then, you know, take a group of those and wholesale. I kind of just base on like what I don't think is going to sell at the show or what's not going to sell a morph market or where I'm going to have to sit on too long. A lot of single gene stuff, a lot of male stuff, things that, you know, things that don't look bright. I mean, anything that's bright orange or yellow, I'm going to take it to the show because it's going to sell. You know, it might sell to just a pet person. I'm fine with that. That's okay. It is what it is.
See, that's we all basically almost all of us started out as a pet person anyway. So,
and that's the thing. Like, I'm not scared to say that half my animals are more going to go to pet people. Like, it's going to happen. You're going to have byproducts, but you know, you might have that other 10 or 20% of the 300 you produce go to other breeders or be that upper tier echelon to get you to that next stage. You know, 10 of them might be $1,000 animals. You know, and that can get you to purchase another gene that you want to, you know, add in or another recessive you want to build on. So, yeah.
And that's where I'm at. Like, I told Danny actually yesterday that this year I need to purchase a banger, like clown male, and I should purchase a banger exantic male of some sort. I just got to figure out what I want to throw into the mix. Just because I've got that Batman, I'm throwing into a lot of the exantic stuff this year. So I want to have, you know, a hold, like ultimately I want to hold back Bruce Wayne that's head, double head.
Right.
And then shoot for hopefully I can hit an female Exantic clown this year, and then we'll just roll with it that way. But let's face it, I mean, a double head to double head, the odds are not really in my favor with 4 eggs. Provided all 4 eggs survive, and when they're laid, that they're good.
Right.
So I'm kind of trying to figure out what do I need to purchase to keep progressing everything further, because I've already made up my mind. It's probably going to come from John Daig. I definitely would like to get some of that, his refined Exantic stuff into what's here. But I mean, I just got to figure out what's going to work with everything. I've got that. Well, I can't talk about that because I want you guys to watch what I picked up from Nathan. So I can't even talk about that. Damn it. Damn it.
Quick to answer Luke. Yeah, these are the 70-30s. And then this is down below. That's a 50-40. There's 5 levels of those. And those are the 70-30s. And then those are the 55-40s. That's the hybrid. And this one sticks out a couple inches further. Like here. I mean, it sticks out about 6 inches further here. The hybrid's not as deep as the 50s. So
I thought the 70s aren't the 70-30s and the
70-30s are
70-30s. You had the 70-30s on the 55-40s though.
Yeah, I had the 70-30s on top and the 55-40s on the bottom because I have my Peruvians on the bottom of the 55-40. And I can make more use of the 70-30s with my bigger ball pythons than the dwarf boas. They fit fine in those. So I put them down there. Plus, I have them on a separate zone. So that's another way that I run multiple species in this room. I have my boas on the bottom of my RS racks on their own zone. So I can turn that thermostat to what I want on my Herpstat 4. So I run that on its own zone on both of these. And then I run another zone on the bottom 2. And then I run a zone on like the next 3. And then the last 4 on another zone. So I can kind of dial it in for each zone because I'm on a concrete floor. So down here in the wintertime, it's fucking cold. So it's good for the boas. They kind of have like an insulation barrier to the ball pythons because I take my boas a little bit cooler than some people do. And that gives me the opportunity to do that. Plus, I can also turn up their heat if they're getting too cool without affecting the rest of the rack. So that's how I handle those.
Do you put foam insulation on the underside of that bottom? Okay, nope. You don't. Okay.
No, because I use that cool air to cycle my boas.
Yeah. Okay.
And they create the insulation to the next level.
Okay.
You know, that second level is still cooler than the third or fourth, but with them two being on their own zone, I can dial them in closer to what the fourth and fifth are.
Okay. See, because I'm on concrete floor too down here, but everything, that bottom layer, that bottom tier has like 1 inch. I couldn't find 1 inch foam when I did the rest of them, but it's 1 inch to 3/4 inch foam and foam board insulation on the underside, just to give it that, help keep that heat in a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
Because like you said, that temperature difference is freaking killer.
Yeah, if you have balls, I highly recommend doing the insulation or leaving that bottom rack empty.
Oh, okay.
And then the blood pythons, they're ran by the door in like a 70-30 tub, but they're on their own separate zone as well by the door. So if for some reason, I keep them a lot cooler too than anything else. They're off to the side of the room, farthest away from the heat. So they always stay like in the low 80s, barely even hit the high 80s. And that's the thing with the bloods too. A lot of people think they got to keep them like their ball python. Your blood does not want to be 89 degrees. And when your blood's 89 degrees, he's going to let you know that he doesn't want to be 89 degrees. He's going to bite the shit out of you. So,
which I think that I was actually going to say about that, but I think that's also part of the reason why people say that they're so bitey, defensive, all that stuff. It's because we were keeping them wrong. We were keeping them too hot.
Oh yeah, I so believe in that. Yep. So that works out good. That's how I keep the bloods and a lot of the boas in the same room. So far it's been going good. I'm not sure. I have some of the other boas. I have the scrubs and the doom rolls out in the room with the North American species. So I have just good heat source on them, so I can regulate their temperatures good out there, and I can get them a little bit cooler because I think they're going to be a little bit more finickier to breed. The scrubs are in a couple years, so I'll be able to get them a little cooler out there, and just I think cycle them a little bit better. And I think that's going to help the doom rolls too, than being in here in this hot room.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, the scrubs, they're Australian, aren't they?
Yes, I believe northern Barnecks. So I'm not sure their exact locality, but I don't think they're from Australia. I think they're from one of the islands. So like maybe Papua New Guinea, maybe a different island, because we can't import from Australia.
Yeah.
So, and I have a feeling there's still wild cults coming in. So I'm not sure the exact location.
Okay. Because I know, like, with the carpets, that was the one nice thing about down, because the first season, since I didn't have the carpets breeding or anything, I put a heater in here to keep the temps at, more of the high 70s for like the nighttime lows.
That's what I thought.
Just for the winter time.
Okay.
But since I have the carpets in here now, they like that drastic temperature drop. They like to get down close to that 70-degree mark in the wintertime. Yeah. So it was perfect because the balls kept the room right where I needed to have it for the carpets. Mm-hmm. And it's freaking spot on perfect. And everything, everything except for 2 females went for me this year. So how everything played out worked for the balls too. And the one girl, I wasn't even really surprised that she didn't go. It was my killer bee, but she gave me 2 clutches in a row.
All right.
So, hey, if she wants to take this year off, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, my pewter leopard girl, she's going on her 3rd year of producing for me, and this is looking, if I remember correctly, I think this is going to be her biggest clutch so far. And I think the banana's due to drop here in like 2-3 weeks. But dude, when I ultrasounded her, man, you should have seen the freaking screen. Like, there was follicles, this was a little bit before she ovulated, but there was that many freaking follicles, like, all over the place doing, like, goofy. Like, I gave up counting because it's just like, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at this point. Like, it was that just jumbled full of stuff. So I'm curious to see how many eggs I actually get from her.
What was the sire to that one?
That one's back to my GHI Mojave. I'm trying to make more of those GHI Mojave bananas that everybody wanted to try to take that I held back.
Yep, there you go.
Because
females, that'd be nice.
Dude, that girl there, that GHI Mojave banana, dude, she's still freaking like pinky lavender color. She has not gotten worse at all with age.
That's wild.
She still looks damn good. I'll show her off here real quick.
Yeah. I got I had a banana clutch just lay from a ODYB Enchi Calico Pastel to a banana. So and
now this the camera's making her look darker than what she is, but she's like pinky lavender. Like, that's the only way to freaking describe her.
Did she ovulate yet?
No. This is the one that I held back from. This isn't the one that's giving me the clutch.
Gotcha.
I was hoping this one would go, but ultrasound showed she didn't have anything on her. But this is what I'm shooting for to make, because everybody wanted this girl. And I was just like, nah, I'm sorry, she's not leaving. That was like the goal animal to hit, and the fact that it was a female just made it that much easier to hold back.
Nice. That's funny.
Let's see here. So, Chris, you got any? We're almost at 3 hours, bro. Do you got any other snakes you want to show off before we call it a night?
I mean, and nothing in general. Anything that somebody would want to see, I'll show a Woma.
Ooh, yeah, show off a Wilma. Does anybody have any questions for Chris? Any requests to see anything? Alex, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in, bro. Florida born.
Is that Alex Brett?
No, that's Alex from Florida born.
Oh, okay, Florida born.
There we go, dude. Man, Womas are just freaking badass. Australian species in freaking general.
Yeah, she's really neat. Got that back pattern, and then their bellies are like almost orange.
Dude, yeah. I remember this is one of the ones I saw when we were there at your place, dude.
Yep.
Man, she's just freaking.
These guys were out. Yeah, they're pretty cool. She's weird. Like she won't strike food. You just gotta let it lay in there, and she'll come scavenge it and get it. Because I mean, like they don't have any heat pits.
No, all right. Now explain, because I don't really, I don't understand. Is why do they not have any heat pits, but a lot of the other not the carpets, but a lot of the other all the other pythons do, I think, don't they?
Yeah, the majority of them do. I'm not sure if there's other species that don't, but yeah, it's odd. I'm not sure why. I don't know why Mother Nature made them that way, but that's what she did.
Blue Zombie Morse, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Will, thank you very much, sir, for becoming a member to the channel, and you as well, Jim. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And Derek, thank you as well. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Oh.
And Luke, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Wow.
So this
and John, thanks again for re-upping your membership, bro. I really appreciate it.
So this is a southern speckled pine snake. So it's a southern Florida, that area, but it's speckled, so it doesn't really have like a definite pattern.
Dude, that reminds me of, oh god, there's a carpet that they just came out with. I don't want to say that they just came out with it, but it's got like that salt and pepper look like that.
Yeah. It gets dark and it tastes the tail gets a lot lighter.
Derek, dude, I do need to get you scheduled. I'll hit you up here, dude, because I hope you're okay with scheduling out a little ways, but I do have you on my list for the year to bug. So I'll try to get you scheduled sooner than later, bro.
So this is also a type of southern, but this is a snow. So it's an albino, has the red eyes, but what we're not sure about is whether like it's a true axanthic or if it's just an albino speckled. Because if you look at its back pattern, I don't know if you can see it, you can kind of see some scales that are like slightly discolored and go with like a speckled type pattern. I don't know if you can see them in the picture.
I mean, you're asking a partial colorblind guy, Chris, but
yeah.
I might not be. Everybody, do you see what he's talking about?
You can see white, but there's some off-white scales that kind of follow like the speckled pattern. So I don't know. We'll see. It's just a kind of fun little side project to see if it's actually just an albino or if it holds the anery trait, because the southern pine snakes also carry a leucistic. So I'm going to show you the leucistic one next.
Derek, dude, you're still on my list, bro. So, and John, dude, yes, I need to get you. I need to get your address and stuff. I have your shirt. I think I just need the address. Yeah, things have been crazy here since the baby came, and I have a couple shirts I need to send out here yet. But
Stop blaming your baby for your procrastination.
what'd you say, Chris?
I said, stop blaming your baby for your procrastination.
Hey, the baby is the best scapegoat I got, dude.
So this is a leucistic. So this one has the black eyes, but it's more of like a orangish, peachish tone.
Khaki.
Yeah, but it has like a really cool, like the underbelly's just real shiny. It's like almost a lavender down the middle of it. I don't know if it's even showing. But that's what a leucistic would look like. And that other one was pure white.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see, they're all Southerns. I'm curious to see how all these genetics work together and cross. It ought to be entertaining.
I like the scalation, or like how the scales look on them, because like ball pythons, they look, and even like carpets, they look so smooth and velvety. Where these guys, they look like they would feel like a dragon.
They have a very keeled scale, is what they call it. Yep.
That's the word I was looking for. Keeled.
Yeah, keeled. Yep.
Now, what are some of your big ball python projects for this year? For this season?
Ball python projects for this season. We some stranger stuff. I sent the shed out. He didn't prove het pied. He was 50%. So he's not het pied, but he's still 66% het clown. So either way, he was being bred to a pied and a clown. So that's just kind of a fun single codom that I really like it. I'll see how it fares this year. I know it came down in price, but it is what it is. I like what it does as a co-dominant, so I'm still going to work with it. It just might take, longer to get the investment back out of it. So it is what it is. It's not like I bought it to just turn around and sell it right away. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm going to be working with it. I have a girl due to lay the end of this month that I'm super excited about. Hypo Clown is another project that we're pretty heavy into. She's a Enchi chocolate double het Hypo Clown. She was bred to a pastel Hypo Clown visual male. So
now I understand why you were so eager, that you were so openly willing to take certain things I have over here.
Yes.
Now it all makes sense.
That's one. What other one? There's a few more building blocks doing again, making some more heads this year. What was the other one that was pretty cool? Oh, one that we're about to cut, I think the end of this month. So I'm correct. Black Pastel and Huffman are allelic, right?
Yes.
Yes.
From what I've been told, Black Pastel and Huffman, yes, because that should make. No, this is Black Pastel Huffman.
Dark stain.
But that should make something similar to this.
Correct, but Black Pastel and Hyphen shouldn't wash it out that much, just the two.
Correct, yeah, because this has pastel.
Yeah.
It's just the only
pattern. We think there's something else in that, though, too, don't we?
Well, that's the thing. We got to figure it out. Because I think Nathan, I don't know if Nathan's still in here. He probably is. But I think there may be something mystery still in this.
All right.
I might be the only, unless Nathan has a pairing to figure it out sooner, I might be the only one that determines what is, if anything, hiding in it.
No, definitely, because that's the thing. The female was a Hypo Fire Huffman, and the sire was a Clown Black Pastel Vanilla. So just with those genes, you're looking at, you could have vanilla, cream, black pastel Huffmans.
Oh,
Double allelic animal. 100% het clown, but then there's also lesser and pastel in there somewhere. So I'm hoping some of those don't hit. But he's het hypo as well. So to hit a hypo, double allelic, 100% het clown, that would be pretty cool.
that thing as hypo yet would look freaking phenomenal. Derek, that was a black pastel Huffman.
That's one fun project. I'm also very interested to see what this Lori and Het Red Exanthic does. That's my
supposed to be allelic too, aren't they? Or the same thing?
Same thing. So we'll see. I hatched out a red Exanthic last year, so I know what they look like. So I'm curious to see. I think that's my third clutch to cut. So I'll see if they are a super form or if they're an allelic somehow. Hopefully, we'll see. So that's kind of.
Will says wants to know if the Huffman black pastels make similar to the black razors. Supposedly, Will, from everything that I have been told, granted, this is still slightly debatable depending who you're talking to, razor is Huffman. Someone just named it something cooler than Huffman.
So we'll see. We'll give it some time.
I think it's something that needs time, but if you look at that same combo with razor, it looks identical, basically. So, like if you ask Danny, because Danny works with razor and black razor, Danny says they're not the same.
Well, it's because he worked with razor. If he worked with Huffman, you know what I mean?
But I mean, they do look the same. Like, man, like
we're gonna see. I might get my hands on some razor stuff when Danny decides to sell the rest of his collection, and I'll end up getting into my Huffman and see what it does.
Where Danny goes and decides to just do geckos all in general.
Yeah, you can do geckos and like start 3D printing or something. Who knows? So there's a couple clutches that are pretty cool. Trying to think of what else is an exciting one that I'm looking forward to. That would be a cool double recessive to hit. The lace stuff. I'm excited for the lace stuff. I should have a fair amount of lace combos just to kind of get my feet wet and see how it reacts with stuff, because I have a white lace, so everything will have it, and that'll give me a good handle on how they interact and mix and what to look for and stuff down the road when I'm bringing a single gene lace to things. You know what I mean? So I'm doing a lot of trial and error with that.
Now, are you going to work DG still, or are you going to keep just, since the white lace kind of does like DG in a sense, are you going to work white lace?
I'm going to cross them at some point in time, but I have to build up the right stock. I don't have a lot of Het Desert Ghost females. I won't be producing any visual Desert Ghost stuff this year, possibly next year, but I'll have a good army of double het stuff, visual hypo, het DG, or like triple het DG stuff. So I'm going to bring it back in that way down the road, depending on what females. I also take that white lace too.
Okay.
But yeah. So those are a couple fun males that I was working on this year. Still some Cypress stuff I got working too. I think what else? Yeah, got a few more double heads.
Jim says hypo's greater than DG.
Nothing too crazy. I like them together, quite frankly.
I was gonna say I think it depends on what your project is, man. Like for me, hypo and Exanthic, they're nice, yes, but hypo and DG is not. Exanthic and DG is definitely meant for each other, like hands down. Throwing a hypo into it, I mean, hypo and Exanthic, they look nice, but you gotta go for that contrast, I think, with them. But I am gonna be working hypo into Exanthic here probably next year. Dude, like I've got so many projects that I can take with Exanthic I just don't have enough Xanthic females right now to do these projects, so I have to pick and choose at the moment.
Yep, you gotta room for what you got. There they are.
Yeah, there's our brother and sister.
We were talking about you earlier.
I was gonna say we're gonna be doing a PA breeder roundtable, everybody, on the 4th.
Man.
So June 4th, we're gonna have a PA breeder roundtable on here. Excuse me. Those roundtables are always fun. Actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was John and Christine that actually cornered me and said, "Hey, when are we doing another one?" And they were the ones that were scared to come on the live stream in the first place, and now they're like, "Hey, let's do this shit." So, if you guys all enjoyed the PA breeder roundtables, you have this next one coming up thanks to Triforce Morphs here. So give them a big thank you, and go follow them on Instagram as well.
How many people can you have on at once? 10 or just 6?
I don't know. I know, like I try not to get it too big, because then I feel like you end up having people talking over one another, or it kind of becomes hectic from the person that's got to run it standpoint. I think now that I pay for StreamYard, I think that I think I can have 10. Don't quote me on it though, but I think I can have 10. And right now I've got you, Triforce, we've got Nathan, and we've got Danny. So that in itself is just, especially with Danny being the wild card, I mean, that in itself.
You need to have a secret guest. You need to have a secret guest or two. Have somebody come on for like an hour or a half hour and swap in and out.
We could do something like that.
I think that'd be fun.
Send me some people who you have in mind. I know we could talk this guy right here into coming on.
Scoots.
What were you saying?
Scoots. We'll get Scoots on.
Yep, dude. I already I sent him a message about coming on to do his own solo live sometime this year, and he wasn't quite sure about it. So maybe this would be a way to kind of ease him into it. Maybe. So Scott, we have to hit you up, bro.
So drink a lot of that iced tea he brought. Get them all amped up on iced tea. Start talking.
Scott, just whatever you do, don't drop snakes.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry. But then at the same token, we got Chris that did it too. So not you, Chris, though.
Hey.
I was gonna say you. I got to see John and Christine at York. They seemed like they were having a decent show while I was there. So hopefully, John, how'd you guys make out? I didn't even get to find out how you actually made out the whole thing.
Random every 20 minutes, switch up. We get a 4-hour show.
Oh, God.
20 minutes.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if I could. It's pushing. I knew this live would go longer than what we've been going, just because shit. Me and Chris, we can sit here and we can bullshit pretty easy, as you guys can tell. I mean, yeah, but yeah, I don't know, dude. Every 20 minutes, make it. I don't know. I gotta wake up in the morning.
That.
Oh, thank you, Florida. Alex, I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. Alex says, can you put your bloods and balls in the same rack?
I feel you can. Some people might frown upon it, but I think you can. I would just keep your bloods on your lower levels and have them on a separate thermostat. And just, keep an eye on them. Check your temperatures, gun them, make sure they're where you're at, because you might have to set that bottom one to, 90 to get an ambient in there of 82 or something. And the next level might be 85, and you'll get your 82 you want. But, yeah, I'd put them on the bottom.
That is a good way to do it.
Yep.
That's Will's here. Will said Jeremy can't even last 5 minutes in someone other than his own live before he gets busy and dips. Well, all right. In my defense, bro. In my defense, any live I was scheduled on, I can sit there and I can BS for hours on those lives. It's the random lives where I hop in, I bullshit for a little bit, and then I dip, just because it wasn't a planned thing. Derek says I just got started early to do a big long live like that. I could, but then I start encroaching in on other people's time slots, and I hate doing that, dude. When I moved the last week's live up into Saturday, I felt freaking terrible because I was encroaching in on what Angie and Angie's mom juice making me crazy, their time slot. So I don't like feeling like that there's that competing thing there because it makes you guys have to jump back and forth. It makes more work for everybody. So, after I got done with my live with Brandon, that's when I jumped over onto their live stream for a little bit, and then I got bit. I got bit by this one up here. Right there.
Just looking at it. You ready?
Derek says, I think if you do that with bloods, Chris is right, different thermostat. Not all. Yeah. Will says, okay, 11 p.m. I'm walking my ass to bed. Derek says, listen, Jeremy, there's plenty of space online. They may not be on the live when it's going on. Doesn't mean they won't watch it. That's true. That is true. And dude, for everybody else that has a live stream and podcast that I used to always be in the chat, I do greatly apologize for not being in the chat like I was. A lot of times I'm listening. I'm just not, like, it's too much going on for me to have the phone like right there able to message. A lot of times I'm there listening. I'm just not in the chat.
Dude, it's tough when you're like playing dolls or Polly Pockets with a 3-year-old or blowing bubbles, and then you got a 4-month-old on your hip that just wants to eat all the time. I know what it's like, brother. I'm right there with you, man. I'm part-time dad, so I know what it's like.
I would say, yeah, you get it. Well, you actually have it a little bit more difficult than me, though. I at least, like, because you're home for the most part during the day, right? Because you're not working full time anymore. You're doing the snakes for the most part.
Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays I'm home, and I just work Wednesday, Thursdays. Yeah, and then home on weekends. But yeah,
that would be nice. I can't wait for the day that I can do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It just seems like I need more time though. I don't feel like I have enough time as it is.
Well, see, that's the one thing that scares me is that when that time does happen, that because to me it's like, all right, I'll have this much more extra time to be able to do stuff. It'll take a little bit of burden off me and make things a little bit easier. But part of me, it's like, no, it's like you're gonna end up finding something else that's gonna take up that extra free time, and you're gonna be in no better shape. I did tell Kara though. I did tell her that when the time comes and I can do this full time or even just part time and have something else as a part time job, but when I can stay at home for the most part, that's her time then that she has to go to work.
Yeah, that's right.
That did not go over very well though. That did not go over very well.
Your time to get out and work.
Yeah, and I guess I could have phrased it better. But in a nutshell, that's kind of how I put it. I believe my exact words were, then that's when you can get your ass out there and work, and I can stay home. But I said it with a smile on my face, so I wasn't being a jerk about it. But
all right, I've always been this bald, man.
Shoot, let's see here.
I might have trimmed it a couple days ago, but there's a little bit of fuzz up there.
So you've been playing with it here for a little bit though. You're getting rubbing that luck.
Got a little itchy.
Oh really?
I'm cutting it.
Oh All right. Well, it is 11:15 almost. Everybody, I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes here to, if you have any more questions for Chris or request to see anything in his collection, drop it now. Next week, we have Charlie of Gray Rider Reptiles joining us. He's going to be talking the genetic testing stuff. Also, find out what all he's working with, find out a little bit more about him. So definitely do not miss that one. As I said, on the 4th, we got the PA Breeder Roundtable. Might do Chris's idea and throw in a special guest or two that's not announced for it. We'll have to see. And then on the 11th, we've got Lindsay of Pico Pythons joining us. That's going to be an exciting one. Plus, she's going to be making this long-ass drive, or who knows, maybe even flight. I don't know how she's planning to get here.
It's only about 11 hours. It's not that bad.
Dude, anything beyond 2 hours is too damn long to drive. But anyway, Lindsay will be on here, so that's going to be an awesome episode that I'm excited for. And then on the 18th, we've got Jeremy Bald of Bald's Exotic Reptiles. Finally getting Jeremy number 2 on here. Super excited to have him on because he was on my schedule for last year, and we just couldn't get a date that worked. So we're going to have Jeremy Bald on. And then after that, the schedule is open, so I'm going to start hitting people up again and trying to get people to come on this crazy-ass show. And, deal with me for, 2 hours, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, and then also, Alex, I see your question. We'll get to it. Just give me 1 second, bro. And then also, we've got to thank our sponsors again one more time, which is Nathan of Infinite Possible Pythons, guys. If you have any branding needs, Nathan is the person to go to. Shirts, like just merch in general, business cards, anything for shows, hit him up. He's your one-stop shop. And also, he is working the Bang Project. He's the guy to go to if you have any questions about Bang or interested in purchasing into the Bang Project. He's the guy to talk to. Plus, he's working some other killer ball python projects. And as well, he's doing some scaleless corn snakes, kahua geckos, crested geckos, and lychee geckos. So hit him up. Then we've got this guy right here, which is with us, Chris at B&S Reptilia, which I let him give his spiel the first time. Now I'm going to do the spiel. You guys can judge who did it better. But Chris is your one-stop shop for all of your reptile needs, unless you need geckos. He can't help you with geckos at the moment.
Not yet.
Snakes, he's got you covered, folks. Boas, blood pythons, ball pythons, colubrids, he's got it all. Different localities, different subspecies of colubrids as well. Hit Chris up. He's also breeding rats. So if you're in Eastern PA and you need rats, or if you just want to make the drive out to where he's at to pick up rats, he can hook you up. And on top of it, he is Pennsylvania's distributor of Cocoa to Go and the Chipper, which is by far, in my opinion, the best cocoa substrate on the market. So hit Chris up. And then we've got the Gettysburg Reptile Expo, LLC, as well. Check out earlier in the show for the beautiful theatrical video that I have going on, advertising for him. But July 15th is the next show, if I'm not mistaken, Chris, correct?
Correct.
All right. That was a stretch. I'm surprised I remembered it because I suck with remembering dates. But July 15th, folks, do not miss it. You can see both of us there, plus a lot of the other PA breeders that you see come up on the channel. We will all be there vending. It's a great show. It's probably the best PA show around. What's that?
It's definitely turning out to be. Hamburg better watch it.
This show here is all right. Vendor wise, you've got room behind the tables. Mm-hmm. Big plus. Vendors have room behind the tables. You, as the customers going through the aisles, have room. Even when it's packed, you have room to move and navigate. Definitely check out the Gettysburg Reptile Expo, LLC, folks. You will not regret it. Top-notch breeders. You will find the same top quality animals there that you would find at Tinley. So come out, check them out, and I promise you, you will not regret it. As well, Husbandry Pro, if you are not using it, click our affiliate link in the description down below or if you're watching this on a computer, scan that QR code right there in front of you. Free 30-day trial, folks. I promise you, you will not regret trying this out. Husbandry Pro saves me so much time. They've got a store feature that they're implementing. So basically, you're going to end up having almost like a second morph market attached to your Husbandry Pro, which once you start using the app, you'll understand why that is so important. Plus, I've got some videos going over it as well on the channel. So if you want to watch those, feel free to check them out. They kind of tutorials walk you through how to set things up and all that good stuff. But if you, it saves so much time, and on top of it, keeping really good records to me is very important. And last but not least, Redline shipping. We're not affiliated yet, but we're working on it, folks. But use code Robin60. It's good for 2 shipments, 60% off of 2 shipments. That's outstanding. Use that code, and man, you don't sacrifice anything as far as customer service, grade A customer service, and the prices you cannot beat. So check out Redline shipping. Give them a shot. It's who I've started using this year, and I'm over the freaking moon with how everything has gone so far.
Team Redline.
Yes, Team Redline, everybody. Team Redline. And that is it for all of our sponsors. Let's see. I know. Hold on here. Where was Alex's?
He wants to see the
Baltic blood.
So I don't have the Batik anymore, but I do have the regular T positive.
And let me.
Oh, this is just the regular T positive. I do not have the Batik available anymore. This guy's a little jumpy. Needs a little bit of work. But we'll tone down.
I thought you were going to get a nip there the way he spun his head around at your hand.
He was ready.
Man, they are just such a neat looking snake. It's that pattern, the colors. And I know it's not like, I love your traditional red bloods, but man, there we go.
You
just the way that one is in itself, the oranges are just so brilliant, dude.
Oh yeah, they're very pretty. He doesn't like the camera.
Well, no, because the camera adds 10 pounds. He doesn't want to. He's already got a rap for being a little fatty.
Chunky enough. So yeah, that's the only male we got left from last season. So hopefully we'll have some more this year, though. Soon, hopefully she'll be laying. I think she just had her pre-lay shed. Her mother did.
Totally agree, John and Christine. Best show in PA, hands down, for Gettysburg.
Very nice.
Yes, John, I didn't know you were the one handing out the memberships, dude, but thank you very much, bro, for the support. I really do appreciate it, dude. I know we didn't do a member live this month. Actually, we have Chris to blame for it, because the day that I do my member live was the day of Chris's barbecue. So you guys blame Chris for that one.
Hey, you could have done your member live from my place.
No, I couldn't, because I had to drive home.
All right.
Irresponsible, sir. Irresponsible. Especially considering the GPS did not take me the way that I freaking came.
Why would it? That wouldn't make sense.
Every time I go down there, like, because normally I'm going to Nathan's, but it always takes me a different freaking route every damn time. Just when I think I know how I'm going, switches up totally different. It's like, what the hell? Where am I? But dude, every time it takes me through beautiful country, man. I'm super freaking jealous of the country you guys have right there around you.
It is nice.
But yes, Derek, yeah, John hooked up a lot of you guys. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate it, bro. Derek says you need the dark stain that table.
Yeah, I know. I did see that. I should do something with it. It's an old cutting chopping block, like an old cutting block for in the kitchen.
Oh, really?
Threw some wheels on it and had it wheeling around down here. Yeah.
Really?
A little extra work table. I probably have to get rid of it once I get my new racks in here, but it's all right.
That's yeah.
The table that the computer's on here is a 3-cart, wheel table, so I have that to work off of.
Oh, okay. See, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Like this table that I have right now, because it's really nice for a workspace and like to do these lives now. Because now, like I mean, if I start shaking it, it looks like I've got the card table, but like that's me actually like, really freaking trying to shake the table.
It's a lot sturdier.
Yeah, dude, it is. Like I felt really bad. And you guys could thank Danny for that one because Danny would ride my ass hardcore
all the time.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then I started like really noticing it more during the live. So it's like, oh man, this is terrible. So baby steps, everybody.
That's right.
So Chris, you have anything you want to throw out there before we end this tonight, brother?
No, just thank everybody for coming out. Stay tuned. We'll have a lot of cool stuff hatching this spring, summer. We're doing a couple auctions, like I said, this June 3rd and June 17th, 2 auctions. June 3rd is the Whole Back Rack podcast. Check that out, 7 p.m. I'm not sure when I'm going on, but it's going to be like me, Pike Line. I think who else is going to be there? Stone Aged, Cue Ball Morphs. I think Jessica from Hollow is going to do some stuff. Jana from ASM Royal, she's going to have some auction up. So should be a pretty good little auction. There's going to be some stuff that's going to be starting off pretty low. So, I mean, if you're looking to add something, definitely check it out. And then June 17th, Big D in the chat here, he's having we're going to do an auction. It's going to be me, him. I think Keys is going to be in there. I'm not sure who else is on that one, but that should be a good time. It's always entertaining. What else is going on? This Tuesday, I am joining Ken from LMK. He's got an open table. His guest backed out, so I'm going to hop on that. And who knows what Adam's doing? If he needs help with his little thing he's got going on, I might help him out if he needs a little bit of a guest for a little time. We'll see how it goes.
That's true. I forgot he did put the feelers out there for his last live stream there.
Yeah, I was listening today, and I called him talking about it. And I said, shit, if I can get the boys down, I could probably jump on around 8:30 and help him with, keeping track of some of his stuff. He was talking about doing like a mini auction of some sort just to alleviate some inventory. I think that's about it. Busy week, but should be pretty good. Looking forward to it.
Nice. I know when I heard about these auctions and stuff, I thought it's like, hey, that would work for me, but I think I've only got like one snake that I could freaking throw up there. So I was like, well, hell, I'll just sit on it. Because the thing was actually sold. And then like they were local too, so it was perfect. Like they were 20 minutes away. They lived up in Hershey, so I was like, freaking awesome. Like somebody local. I always like selling to people that are local. Repeat customers. Plus, that you might see the snake again. Maybe who knows if they send you pictures or whatever as it grows. But then somebody dropped off like 7 freaking snakes in their driveway. Yep. And like it was legit because pictures of it. She goes, she's like, I don't know what to do. It's just like, oh man, it's like that. Like I would be pissed if someone did that to me.
Yeah, it sucks.
It just because then now she's in like this huge, what's the word, like biosecurity risk now.
Yeah. Yep.
Like. Who knows if any of those snakes have anything, just. Oh yeah,
it's a whole other can of worms, man.
Yeah, it sucked for her. I felt really bad. So, I thought, hey, I'm gonna relist it, but if you once you get everything figured out, if you want it, it's yours. We'll figure it out.
Cool.
So, but anywho, all right, everybody. Chris, thank you, brother, for coming on tonight. It's always a blast hanging out with you. Better
Always.
in person, but hey, we're 2 hours away. This works. This works.
A little bit.
Yeah, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for joining us tonight. John from Inquiline, bro, thank you so much for doing the memberships for so many people here, man. I really appreciate it. Everybody, I will make sure that we get a member live for this coming month, so for June. So definitely come out, hang out. I mean, we talk about all sorts of stuff. A lot of it's hanging out, but, if there's topics or issues that people want to talk about and things that we need to cover, we go over it. There are some nice perks. If you're in it long enough, you get some shirts, you get, better deals on animals. You get first access to animals. There's some nice perks. And plus, I'm still trying, I know I keep saying I'm trying to figure out ways to improve it. I am trying to figure out ways to improve it, but with how everything is time restraining right now, I'm trying to figure out how to improve it with the amount of time I have to spare, without making my wife divorce me. The end goal, folks, is to make you guys happy and still keep me happy and my wife happy. So it's a hard rope to walk sometimes. It's a fine line at points. But I do give my wife a whole crap ton of credit on that aspect. She does deal with an awful lot to allow me to not do these live streams and just do the YouTube thing, and because it is time consuming. It definitely takes some time away from the family, and there's moments where you can tell she's not happy with me on it, but she just kind of grins her teeth and bears with it because I just tell her on how important this is to me, plus with what I'm doing as far as the breeding aspect, and for you folks too. I enjoy the interaction. So everybody, I hope you guys all have a great week. And this week's video will be it's going to be it's kind of late for it, but it's going to be the cleanup video of clutch number 2. I've already got the update video for clutch 2 that I almost released, and I thought, wait a minute, I never released the cleanup video of clutch 2. So I try to take you guys along for the ride. So that way you can see them before they shed, after they shed. It helps people that are getting into the hobby, get to see how much they change just after that first shed even.
Yeah, so, that's why it's so important to not just jump right on the gun and sell them as soon as they come out the egg. Give them some time to color up.
Yeah, that and plus the sexing thing, dude.
Yep.
Oh my God, that clutch. I went through, I thought I had everything nailed down. It's all right, we're good with this. We're good with this. I sexed them before they went in the shed. Okay, there might have been, I knew that there was 2 that were I wasn't quite confident with how I was getting them to pop. And we did, after they shed, went through, popped them again. It's man, there's still 2 that are just, they're on that freaking fence. I couldn't tell if I was just having a bad popping day or what. Because we shot the video right before we came down for the barbecue. So it was freaking early. So right. It's maybe I'm just not with it, when we did it. And then I guess it was last week. Yeah, I think it was last week. I went through and I popped everything again. And questions were all answered then. And then I knew exactly what we had because the ones that were in question popped out to be males. So then I had to go back, edit in, where I was calling things female or possibly female. I had to edit in male. So anyway. What'd you say, Chris?
I said no question then once you see them hemipenes.
Exactly. Once you see those hemipenes, there's no more questions. You know the answer. So that's going to be this week's video. Got the new addition video that's coming up. Going to be going over the carpet enclosures, giving you guys a closer look at those, giving you guys a little bit of the information of how to get a hold of the gentleman that made those for me, and the very ingenious way that he goes about doing it as well. Super pleased with those enclosures for the carpets, but that'll be its own video as well. Lots of content coming up, and plus I got to add stuff to the carpet python video, the carpet python series. Man, I'm just when you think you're going to run out of content, there is no end to the content. It's finding time to make the content is the problem. But everybody, Chris, hang on here one more second, bro. But everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Appreciate all the love and support. Shout out to John again at Inquiline for giving so many people memberships to the channel. I greatly appreciate it, John. Appreciate all the love and support, bro. But everybody, I will catch you next time when we have Charlie from Gray Rider Reptiles with us. So make sure you do not miss it. And I'll see you next time. Later.
Everybody. Thank you.